Come and try some creative cooking.
Halo guys, halo juga Revan. Halo juga. Masih sibuk kah? Udah lama ya, iya. Makanya masih sibuk kah? Gitu. Sebenarnya ya karena aku juga nggak live sih. Beberapa hari kemarin aku nggak live dan sekarang mulai rutin live lagi. Nanti masih ingat, oh iya dong. Kalau namanya sama aku kemungkinan besar masih ingat, tapi kalau namanya ganti ya nggak inget lah, namanya juga ganti. Nih ngebug mendapatkannya nggak ada. Oh alah. Mau quest event dulu ya sebentar. Aku penonton baru, mana Soka baru.
Supposed to be here in Gandharvaville looking for inspiration. But how do we find him? Should we yell his name at the top of our lungs?
Mereka main 2.2. Oh iya, udah lama nggak main ya berarti ya. Kenapa? Sibuk, bener-bener sibuk banget. Sibuk banget ya. Nah, ini bagus banget.
Hey buddy, what's your name? What are you doing here all alone? Do you live in Gandharvaville?
Suara sopo ya?
Regardless, don't worry. As a trainee forest ranger, I'll do everything I can to help you.
Iya, kecil. Bantu terus kecil. Dibilangin berulang tahun lah pas skinnya tuh rilis. Nah nanti di kadonya dapat skinnya. Sekarang sekitar 10 bulan nggak main Genshin. Oh main dong.
Hi Miss Forest Ranger. I'm Rosie. Don't mind me. I know the way back to Gandharvaville. When people say don't mind me, what they really mean is don't worry about me. That's all the more reason not to leave you alone. Hey, don't cry. What's wrong? Take your time. You can tell me all about it. Huh, that voice sounds familiar.
Iya, suara kolom.
I once heard it somewhere before.
Oh makanya questnya tuh harus harus akun quest dikit dulu baru ini. Yang penting skin Diluc bisa kebeli. Loh, Diluc tuh Raven dia suka Diluc sih. Saya nggak sibuk amat galojin lo. Kenapa?
Oh, it's Kale. And a child who seems to be upset.
Hai juga Kak. Udah sampai mana Kak? Sampai Sumeru Kak sudah? Apa masih di Calem? Main lagi dong. Ini yang udah lama gak main.
Hi Kale, how have you been?
Mau quest event dulu aku.
I'm on a traveler. I've been doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. I'm helping Master Tainari patrol the forest.
Tainari kan
What brings you
Tainari.
here?
Bisa cek on atau off akunku. Bisa cek on atau off akunku di friend list. Kenapa? Atau udah dihapus? Nah nggak tahu ya. Aku udah lama nggak ngecek friend list juga. Aku lama nggak live streaming soalnya. Baru beberapa hari ini live lagi. Aku bingung ngabisin resin. Paling gampang ngabisin resin tuh ke Lailan sih kan. Atau Lailan Mora atau Lailan buku XP aja. Bang cek pertama udah apa oh sudah deh. Oh bang open roasting. Aku nggak roasting, aku orangnya baik. Lebih ke pendapat sih sebenarnya. Mau roasting siapa? Cuman cek doang. Oh ini nanti deh. Apa tuh harga tuh? Belum muncul di sini ya. Nih udah subscribe dia berarti bakal menang red off. Bakalan sama dari Cicir ya. Pantesan aku tiap hari cek gak stream. Hampir seminggu aku cek gak live. Iya emang aku beberapa hari kemarin gak live. 3 bulanan kali ada. Live nya tuh gak rutin gitu loh. Baru sekarang mulai rutin lagi. Itu pun sampai jam 12 paling mentok. Mulainya jam 10-an 11 kurang gitu.
What a well-mannered child.
Tidak mungkin tinggalkan di sini.
Sand? There is not a lot of sand in a forest. You keep saying you're okay because you don't want us to know what you're upset about, right?
Lelennya mager, lelen ya mager. Oh, atau world boss yang sekali klaim 40 itu.
Maybe. That's exactly why you have to get it off your chest. Here's a trick. If you're
Saya
keeping a
comeback
secret
ketika
that
spiral
bothers
reset
you,
doang bang. Oh
you can
best
try
berarti.
telling it all to a tree
Dan
hollow.
tertidur udah teratur tidurku sekarang nggak kayak dulu. Dulu suka begadang kah apa gimana tuh?
A tree
Mau
hollow?
balik Genshin HP mau balik Genshin HP ku takut tidak lagi. Gimana? Mau balik Genshin HP ku takut tidak lagi. Maksudnya gimana tuh?
Yeah, a tree hollow. Do you know Tanja's stories? The
Tanjir,
Aranara living in the
Tanjir.
forest will patiently listen to every word children say. Maybe there really are Aranara living in the tree hollows that will listen to you. You like the Aranara stories too? Of course. I love them. Oh, people who like Aranara are the best. Okay, I'll try telling my secrets to a tree hollow. Thanks, Miss Forest Ranger. You know everything.
Rusak maksudku gitu. Oh maksudnya takut HP-nya rusak. Emang main Genshin jadi rusak HP-nya?
Aw, you're just exaggerating. Anyway, I'm trying to be like my friend, who always does her
mirip
best to cheer
Ganju.
people
Iya
up
memang
when they
mirip
seem
Ganju.
sad.
Cuman kayaknya lebih muda dari Ganju ya, dari suara ya.
How are you doing? Feeling any better now? The forest is very dangerous, so how about we stick
LCD kenal
together?
sekali. LCD, ya ampun aku bacanya ICD, internal cooldown. LCD kenal sekali. Kenapa? Main Genshin harusnya nggak ada hubungan dengan LCD.
Sure. Wow. Kale's so good with kids.
Benar-benar tampilan mereka masalah.
Well,
Ini
I
kok
think
online.
children
Oh
who are
iya.
lost in the
Oh,
rainforest
terusin
is
kak,
all
terusin
part of
dulu.
the Forest Ranger's
Sampai ketemu
duty.
Kogannya gitu.
So, what was it you wanted help with?
Keren
You're not
parah.
lost too, are you?
Bang bisa review akun nggak? Boleh kalau mau review. Pendapat tadi juga yang subscribe tadi siapa tadi subscribe? Ya hilang. Ada deh nggak usah mana ya? Ini apa ZX Am itu juga boleh kalau mau. Apakah aku paksain nanti jadi begitulah.
Okay.
Panasan
So,
kali.
you're looking for a
Genshin tuh
children's
memang
author from
harus main
Barbados
pakai
called Tanja.
cooler sih kalau di HP.
And he's here
HP
in
bagus pun
Gandharvaville.
tetap aja harus pakai.
Looking for inspiration. Wait. When you say Tanja,
Tanja
do you
bilang.
mean the Tanja?
Tanja.
Tanja.
Tanja tuh
So he's
Tanjir.
in the area?
Beda ya.
Looking for inspiration for a new story as we speak? This is amazing. Could you wait for me for a second? I'll run Razi back to Gandharvaville
Untuk
and then
udah
I'll be
spek
right
kira
back.
tetap aja. HP-nya HP apa? Pak Ibim kenapa tuh? Sekarang review jalanku bang. Nanti aku comeback waktu.
I've
Boleh,
always been
boleh.
curious what the man behind those
Sekian
incredible
Raiden bang,
stories is
jangan
like
yang
in
lain. Loh kenapa
person.
yang lain? Nggak boleh. Mungkin dia selanjutnya sama waktu itu masih mungkin dia sudah keluarga kayak mungkin sudah kepada sebenarnya.
Tanja's just a normal guy. Even so, he must be more creative than most people.
Masih di build soalnya. Oh, ya nggak apa-apa. Nanti aku lihat deh.
Razi, do you mean you've met Tanja before?
Jangan lupa bang cek iya ya.
He's my dad.
Loh
Your
gimana?
dad? Tanja's your dad? As in you're Tanja's son? Hi, Muncies. That guy at Akara Crash told us that Tanja brought his son along with him.
Oh
So
iya.
he meant Razi. Why are you here on your own, though? Did you and Tanja get separated? We had an argument. I was upset, so I ran off here by myself.
Lagi mau off. Oh iya ya bentar-bentar.
In that case, we should take you back to Gandharvaville first. Then we'll look for your dad and tell him where you are. No, I'm good. Thanks for your advice, Kale.
Suara mirip
I'm not so upset
suara
anymore.
Cici pelan apa? Dingin gitu suaranya.
Come with me. I'll take you to him. Yay! Thanks, Razi. Paimon thought we'd be spending the whole day looking for him. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm actually gonna...
Oh, sudah dapat Kole kan dapat di sini. Kole, oke. Cuman dapetin Kole itu
Tanja
sih
headed
sebenarnya.
this way.
Untung besok libur. Libur Senin, Kamis 1 September libur kenapa? Revan online nggak? Ada nggak? Ada nggak ya? Harusnya ada sih. Aku ini akun utama soalnya. Kalau nggak ganti nama harusnya ada sih. Nggak ada. Nah, akunnya apa nickname-nya? Revan tuh sedih sama namanya lucu. Tot I gitu, bukan Todi ya. Ntar aku copy dulu ya UID-nya. Woi, tunggu dulu. Jadi siapa aja yang tahu kalau Aba adalah dewa selain Xiao ya? Hilde, Signora? Nggak tahu ya kalau selain itu ya. Paimon Traveler. Lupa lah. Radenku bang, jangan lupa ya. Iya, ini ada emot ini mencurigakan sih biasanya. Oh, tadi. UID-nya 80. Oke, ini mulai mencurigakan. Spiral 12.3. Oke. Tambah mencurigakan lagi. Levelnya 90 semua. Oke, tambah mencurigakan lagi. Ininya ungu kan. R5 kan. Ininya nyala. Tuh kan. Sudah ketebak soalnya. Kalau akun lama minta review terus pakai emot ketawa-ketawa tuh pasti mau pamer. Saya sudah menebak soalnya. Karena saya sudah sayang atau karena aku udah main dari lama juga, pasti tidak ramah F2P. Oh, nyadar loh penonton dinaikin 60 loh, dari kemarin udah 60, dari 3.0 udah 60 ya. Kalau udah engulfing ngapain mau diubah lagi sih? Ya tinggal dinikmatin aja, apalagi mau diubahnya udah bagus. Mungkin bulunya tapi nggak usah lah. Oke, elektro ini juga tuh udah nggak usah dilihat lagi, apa yang mau dilihat lagi nih tadi. Ini pasti dikeronin semua. Oh enggak, kenapa nggak dikeronin? Oh yang borosnya sudah ya, yang skillnya belum. Keronin dong. Flexing, iya flexing kan. Sekian kalau Yodi ingat. Ya. Oh kalau Yodi ingat, kalau nama nickname nggak ingat gimana ya? Oh ya udah, makanya jangan lihat yang lain katanya kan. Oh berarti yang lain juga nyala nih. Tuh, sudah ketebak tadi. Apa tuh? Berapa? Oh, copy UID dulu. Flexing, iya, flexing ya. Flexing tuh kalau F2P tapi konsen banyak. Nah, baru tuh. Tapi kalau tidak F2P ya dianggap wajar sih. Makanya tadi aku lihat UID-nya 80, terus spiralnya 12.3, levelnya 90 semua. Udah, ini mencurigakan nih pasti nih. Apa tuh kalau boleh tuh diadu sama akun utama aku. Waduh, aku F2P dan aku bangga. Oh, yang ini. Nanti minta cek siapa Revan? Aduh, aku F2P dan aku bangga. Iya, akun kedua aku F2P bener loh. Dan ya menurut aku sama aja sih dengan akun utama, cuma beda senjata doang. Oh, lihat namanya. Itu berarti udah aku subsang. Iya dong, masa ya tidak F2P nyala semua nggak subs. Hapus dong. Oh, soalnya pakai teman akunnya. Kenapa nggak dimain? Tapi masih bisa dimainkan, maksudnya masih punyamu kan? Udah nih, aku cuma mau dapetin kolenya doang. Kole ya. Yang lainnya enggak. Yang lainnya nanti deh event ya. Masukin ke party maksudnya. Bandy look, iya bandy look. Soalnya dia pakai teman, coba cek utangnya. Oke. Jangan lupa yalanku bang. Oh iya, hampir lupa. Bentar, punya Revan dulu deh. Masih ada ini ya soalnya. Masih ke copy UID-nya. Coba cek hutau. Kenapa dengan hutau? Hutaunya sama-sama dengan hutaunya kurang HP sih. Ya hutaunya kurang HP sih. Crimson ya oke, Crimson, tapi kurang HP. Ini kurang HP persen. Harusnya 29 ribuan sih. Kurang HP sih. Masih harus ke Crimson lagi. Ada ke channel tapi bang gimana lah? Ya Gue yakin kalau kalau Aloy bisa nyala-nyala dinyalain juga tuh. Temanku bukan aku yang ngurus. Iya akun masih punya aku. Oh tapi masih dimainin dia tapi masih punyamu. Oh iya. Iya sih ini kurang HP doang. Bunganya gini, bunganya sih cari lagi sih. Defense-nya nggak kepake banget tuh. Masih lah, bully masih oke lah, walaupun bisa cari lagi. Goblet juga, iya masih cari semua sih. Goblet lah, goblet attack lagi, bukan goblet hero. Nggak apa-apa lah, nggak apa-apa lah. Bim tadi punyamu mana Bim ya? Temenan kan sana. Kayaknya online. 7 hari yang lalu game ngantuk cuy. Loh kok ngantuk kenapa? Ya nyelan, kenapa dengan nyelannya? Wih kebanyakan crit rate gak sih? Oh nyatanya ini. Berarti ininya crit rate juga? Circle ya? Oh iya, kenapa nggak ke damage aja? Berarti berkurang berarti sekitar 61 ngepas sih. Daily dulu sih, oh iya silakan. Daily dulu aja, penting daily soalnya. Ntar ke tempat teman pinjam laptopnya buat main. Oh selama ini mainnya di HP ya Revan ya. Kebanyakan crit rate Bim menurut aku Bim. Iya kurang HP ya oke lah. Kurang crit damage sih. Iya saya ganti circle sih. Oke hydro. Iya lagi 100% crit rate banget. Tapi kalau crit rate-nya sama aja kayak ini kayak 100%-nya crit damage sama aja tuh. Tadi di friend list ada nggak sih? Nggak ada. Ini Evan. Aku add friend lagi aja ya berarti ya. Belum ya, 4 belum. Iya. Oh ya silakan. Pagi juga sih. Iya kalau aku punya channel Alexian. Apa ada di itu yang flag tadinya mau ku tunjukin akun utamaku tapi lupa UID-nya. Oh mau adu flexing. Nih aku tambahin lagi deh. Iya nggak ada, dihapus mungkin temennya. Oke bang berarti ganti ke damage. Makasih. Iya ganti ke damage aja. Udah kan nggak ada kelihatan chatnya. Terus bagi teman jangan lupa jalanku. Oh sudah tadi ya. Ini kayak mau ngerjain sesuatu deh teman-teman. Iya. Nah ini quest yang looping ya. Tapi quest Sumeru sejauh ini bagus sih. Memang di yang part satunya agak ngebosanin lama pelan, tapi yang keduanya bagus nih. Main 2 C6 semua. Oh iya bener C6 semua. Nah kok kokomi, kenapa kokomi?
Why does Paimon feel so tired after so much sleep? Anyway, we should go meet Dunyarzad.
Main enggak ya top upin? Iya gimana? Oh di top upin. Ya ada bagaimana tambah gede. Iya. Next update itu ya harusnya sih udah pada tahu di leak ya. Di sini padang pasir. Masa udah pada tahu sih. Biasa saudara yang ngurus loh, tapi nggak main sendiri. Maksudnya nggak dinikmatin sendiri. Naik level kali.
Trainee Forest Ranger Kale.
Saya sih naik sampai 19. Apa ya berarti ya? Negeri cari internet ya, itu ya ini kayak sembarang sih kalau masih awal-awal. Apa tuh kata Bim? Penasaran gan sama padang pasir bisa gimana? Sekarang pun udah bisa Bim. Kalau kita ke teleport sini, ini bagian sini udah pasir, udah ada mekanik pasirnya. Jadi kalau kita jalan tuh ada jejak pasirnya gitu. Mungkin sini juga bisa. Tapi aku baru cek sini kemarin. Jadi kita jalan tuh kayak di salju gitu loh, ada bekasnya. Jadi aku suruh saudaraku kalau ada yang baru suruh gacha sampai maksimal, enggak terlalu sibuk. Oh. Gacha sampai maksimal, berarti gacha terus. Berarti memang ngincar ini ya, ngincar apa, nyala gitu. Malah yang kuning itu tuh, iya udah bisa ke sana kok, coba aja jalan ke sana. Kalau mau menggambar sesuatu nggak tuh? Iya udah sudah bisa. Nggak ada pakai Sekarang sih kalau misalnya awal maksudnya. Pakai akte yang tidak kepakai. HP. Iya pakai akte yang tidak kepakai. Yang ada IMS sedikit. Goblet masih sedikit ya. Oh iya. Iya ya. Iya ya, goblet masih sedikit. Intro kayu nggak ada yang bagus. Attack anemo, attack maybe. Kayu enggak. Anemo. Colo ya, masa colo tuh gimana? Iya biar estetik. Kalau apa tuh itu kalau misalkan kurang ku top upin lagi ya ampun. Dan Anda kasih sebutnya ini ya uangnya unlimited. Oke, ada get kah? Kayak Sekarang deh kalau awal-awal tuh kalau aku. Berarti duluan ya. Oh iya silakan deh. Kok deh kan sih? Salah orang dong. Silakan Revan, makasih ya udah mau sempet mampir ya. Estetik. Paketan mau habis dah, lupa beli dan sekarang mau tidur. Iya sih, tidur tuh emang sebelum jam 12 harusnya tidur sih. Lihat colo, oh kole maksudnya aku colo, maka colo tuh solo, aku kiranya kelihatan solo. Iya. Oh mau zooman nggak tuh? Tapi kole nggak dapetinnya gampang kok. Saya mirip traveler tapi versi go green gimana? Oh nya ganti i. Gimana aku ganti i? Oke, bye juga Revan. Bagus loh pas di sini kita dibikin bingung gitu.
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can enjoy.
Lumina kayak capek.
Oh, are you interested? It's not that simple. Each box contains a random and there's also lizard. No problem.
Bentar, ini yang sudah akun kes aku mau tanya. Aku kemarin pilih 4. Apa memang jawabannya 4 atau setiap jawaban itu selalu benar? Misalnya kita pilih 1 maka jawabannya 1 terus nanti ke depannya di loopingnya. Maksudnya tuh bisa salah nggak pilihannya? Atau yang pertama kali ya, bukan yang looping. Penasaran soalnya.
Congratulations. Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Udah ketemu akun belum? Udah, saya pas akunnya masih di NK. Oh iya kah? Jawaban masih di NK. Udah. Yang di thumbnail itu kan ini dari screenshotan akun quest.
Paimon's not really interested in the other flavors.
Wait.
How
did you know?
What? She was right about all of them?
That couldn't have been luck. How is this possible? I packed all those boxes this morning and they've been sealed ever since. Mind reading? X-ray vision? Or some kind of magic trick? This is way too freaky.
Tell us what's going on. Since when did you get superpowers? Traveler?
Gua rasa Nahida nih munculnya dalam pikiran gitu ya. Udah, aku udah ngulang. Kan ini proses kan kalau teleport keluar bakalan ngulang. Lucu lakinya kayak bocil, memang bocil sih. Baru nyadar kalau dia kenapa udah ketemu kan belum bang? Oh, baru nyadar. Iya, kalau dia udah, dia lebih awal lagi. Nah, itu sebelum ini tuh udah ada dia sebelumnya. Ini quest yang ini, kalau kita jalanin quest ini, kalau kita teleport, itu kayak ada peringatannya, bakalan ngulang lagi questnya. Bakal ngulang kayak yang tadi, yang bangun tidur tadi. Gitu. Ini yang part 2 ya, yang bagian satunya enggak kayak gini.
What are you looking for? Traveler? That's...
Burungnya hilang. Oh iya, tadi Eka mau lihat foto ya. Lucu bocil. Nggak pakai sendal lagi. Hutan Sumeru menurutmu gimana bang? Sama aja kayak Liwe? Kalau sama dengan Liwe beda sih. Kalau Liwe lebih bebatuan gitu. Beda lah. Emang Liwe ada hutan? Ada sih, tapi beda dong.
What's happening here? Why are there two
Terus juga
different
mekaniknya
eyes?
beda-beda.
You already know that this isn't your first Sub-Zero's festival, don't you?
Coba kalau waspada, kemarin aku jawabnya atas kan, kalau bawah
I'm sure you already know how to
ada ya.
use this.
sama aja.
A knowledge capsule? Where did you get it? What's inside?
Lama nggak mampir ke sini. Ini nada yang dulu apa mau nikah itu kah? Ini aku bukan lama nggak mampir sih, tapi memang aku lama nggak live. Udah sekitar 3 bulan aku live tapi nggak teratur gitu.
You should use it too, Paimon. You know Paimon? Well,
Nggak mas, sama lo magri.
sketchy, but
Wah nada iya.
feels like
Kalau bener ya, siapa tahu nada yang lain, tapi kayaknya nada yang itu deh.
what the?
Nanti disuruh nyusun nih.
This is our
Aku udah nikah, sekarang aku saya di Jogja ikut suami di.
No,
Loh,
the
Pak, aku jadi pengen lah tuh. Yo selamat kalau gitu, berarti
been to the Sub-Zero.
berarti ikut suami ya. Memang iya sih, kalau nikah memang harus ikut apa ya, harus jadi satu sih, maksudnya bisa. Ibaratnya udah nikah besoknya masih di rumah sendiri-sendiri ya nggak gitu sih, apa gunanya nikah. Wih udah nikah enak dong. Apa udah nggak kesepian lagi, udah ada yang nemenin gitu ya.
Have we been trapped in a single day? If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have even realized.
Ini thumbnailnya.
What the heck was inside that knowledge capsule?
Yang mana ada, semoga menjadi keluarga yang samawa, sakinah mawaddah warahmah.
Your memories are still scrambled? Try your best to remember. This isn't the first time we've met, and I answered that question a long time ago.
Iya.
Let Paimon think.
Nanti tinggal ini nih,
It's
apa
coming back.
tinggal
Meaning it was the
ini
real
nih.
catalyst for restoring our
What the heck,
memories.
kenapa
And the
tinggal
knowledge
ini?
capsule
Tinggal
is just your means of showing our minds the way.
apa? Tinggal nambah anggota keluarga, nambah ini apa? Punya anak gitu ya.
What about everyone else? Why are you only helping the two of us? Your sense of deja vu is stronger than everyone else's, yes? As for an explanation, you two received the blessing of Dendro.
Betul, apalagi aku udah nggak punya bapak, jadi punya suami itu bisa jadi. Iya, makanya jadi ya apa ya, ada lebih ngerasa aman kan, ada yang ngelindungin, ada yang apa ya, saling ngelindungi lah, ada ngerasa aman juga Iya.
It was as if a single sheet of paper was separating those memories from your consciousness. A familiar question. I think this is
Juga
the
yang
7th
bertanya.
time you asked that. As you can see, she isn't doing well. You probably sensed it too. The Dunyar Zod you were
itu udah
just
bisa
with
jangan
is different from the
tadi.
first Dunyar Zod you met. That first Dunyar Zod is in front of you right now, and she doesn't have a lot of time left. Looks like you're almost done sorting out your brain. Oh yeah, I'm Nahida.
I'm Nahida. Aku tahu kamu sudah pernah kali sebelumnya.
Good, you passed the test.
Atau gimana rasanya tidak bisa teleport selama quest berlangsung? Oh, nggak masalah. Kemana aku quest sampai sini, maksud tuh main sendiri sampai sini. Mau tahu aja kalau misal keluar tuh gimana, oh jadi ngulang lagi gitu. Tapi bagus sih mekaniknya. Sesuai inilah, sesuai cerita kan looping lagi, balik ke awal lagi gitu. Malah bagus dong.
Please don't tell Paimon, even you don't know. Everything in this world runs in a loop. This cycle is called the samsara. You, me, and everyone else are all stuck inside the one-day samsara. As for the truth, that's on you to find out. If you were told the truth instead of discovering it yourselves, it would literally blow your mind.
Aku akan Fenty nggak ngerasain kehadiran Nahida pas di Golden Apple. Karena Fenty nggak di Golden Apple, karena Fenty di Mondstadt.
I can only give you surface level help, like bits of information and subtle hints. For the rest of the time, I'll be doing all I can to slow
Iya,
down
karena dia
Dunyar
nggak
Zod's
ada Golden
illness.
Apple.
She looks like she isn't doing well at all. If we can break out of the samsara, I might be able to save her. But as things are right now, she's just a small bird in the sky that's about to lose its last
Nanti di
feathers.
sini sempat kesal karena resin
All I
full
can
tak
do
bisa
is
teleport
raise
buat
Gale
ngambil
to the
kristal.
waterfall.
Sebenarnya bisa teleport, cuman resikonya ngulang lagi dari bangun tidur yang ketiga. Gitu aja sih.
You sure love to use weird analogies.
Mana aku memang sengaja aku coba kalau teleport ngulangnya di mana? Oh, ngulangnya di situ.
Analogies are wonderful tools.
Saya gemoy, iya kak.
They
Kemungkinan
let you use
3.2 sih.
existing knowledge to understand unfamiliar things. Okay, so with what you know so far, what do you think the truth is?
Norman sampai milih-milih ini. Norman sampai sini besok aku keluar. Emang sengaja keluar, kayak mau tahu gitu.
We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times.
Pencet.
And the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
Nah, gini kan enak kalau MC yang ngomong. Alah. Salah harusnya ketika dalam cara pertanyaan Genshin kemana?
The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean?
Mia berisi cilik gimana? Aku tabung sampai 3.2 deh. Oh iya dong. Kira kesimpulan. Oh bisa langsung dikirim. Bungkan. Gimana sih? Nggak baca ini sih.
I can't seem to cohesively piece.
Kayak gini kan enak walaupun kecil suaranya tapi kan ada suaranya enak ya. Bungkan. Oh maksud pilih ini kan ini gitu ya. Oke. Menafsirkan lagi ke kesimpulan. Ini nggak baca tutorial lagi, baru mau dibaca. Oh ini kayak kita dengerin suaranya kayak apa gitu ya. Gadeng telanas. Telanas maksudnya gimana? Oh telanan maksudnya. Kita apa ya maksudnya? Oh itu dengar suaranya. Neng Dehya kapan bang? Dehya kapan ya? Enggak 3.1 enggak tahu jadi kapan. AOV sis. Aku nggak main AOV, nggak tahu jadinya. Pas pertama kali ke Badut Sumeru yang ada penyertaan 4 nggak lupa nama NPC-nya apa. Bukan Badut sih. Ya aku pertama kali milih 4, bener 4 ternyata. Itu memang beneran jawabannya 4 atau apapun jawabannya pasti bener. Ini yang bikin lama, ada yang bikin kayak gini. Tapi setidaknya ada suaranya.
Even though I haven't done too much thinking.
Sahabat lagi gimana? Hubungkan dengan gitu maksudnya ya. Sama soal sebenarnya. Ini ke waktu. Oh, oke. Ini ke waktu. Apa pula ini pilihan ganda, bener juga sih. Salah akun kan. Tapi sambil baca gini nggak fokus ya gue sih. Oh tidak, pas pertama pilih nomor 2 salah. Oh berarti jawabannya memang 4 ya. Yang lebih lama lagi pas ngomong Nahidas. Oh jangan, mereka harus fokus dulu kali ya.
My mind feel.
Kirim langsung lagi ngomong.
That should be it.
Flow
of time.
Udah gitu doang, lagi. Yang kesimpulan. Gitu.
A time loop. You've given similarly wrong answers in the past. A pity. Still the wrong answer?
Ya, salah gitu.
That made a lot. A simple time loop can't explain some of the phenomena. You two are still missing a lot of information.
Nah, itu kayak nama orang Indo. Ya memang Nadia gitu ya.
The Saweria festival is happening every day, but that doesn't mean we can waste an infinite amount of them.
Iya, news fokus sih sambil baca komen nggak bisa sih.
Let's think about our current situation. To save Dunyarzad, we have to escape the samsara of the Saweria festival. And to do that, we need to figure out what's happening. Nahida rejected the idea of a time loop, so we must have missed something, right? Paimon's memories say that we've already done this many times, but let's go talk to people again. It's more productive than sitting here and scratching our heads.
Enggak lah, besok sejarah loh. Sejarah nggak apa-apa, daripada MTK fisika, kimia gitu kan. Sejarah mah enak, masih enak. Mereka tunjuk tentang situasi saat ini. Iya, sejarah masih enak. Ya kan dia ngeliat kok nanya kolega, kan ini kak kolega. Iya sih bener sih mirip traveler. Tapi rambutnya agak sedikit panjang. Pakai hoodie ya, semacam hoodie gitu ya. Oke. Sejarah pelajaran yang paling aku sukai loh. Iya, dia BTW mager tuh IPS dia pas sekolahnya SMA-nya. WK kan. Lo lupa di pelajaran sejarah. Lo kenapa lupa? Mandangin. Sampai ke Sumeru aku dapetin kah? Nggak apa-apa sih. Bukan nggak apa-apa ya. Maksudnya tuh nggak susah. Paling yang lama tuh di Archon questnya.
Hey, it's you guys again.
Emang kalian berpernikahan bos itu.
I see. Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness
Apakah
of
mau
my
sana
products.
kakeknya? Apakah
I
mau
harvested them
makasa selalu
from the
mengulang
forest
hal yang
just
sama?
yesterday. Huh?
Kenapa
What
itu?
brought this about? I hurried back from the forest yesterday, and I'm selling produce here today.
To put it another way, if you really think about it, was yesterday truly yesterday?
What kind of philosophical nonsense is
Ayun,
this?
bisa ngulang ya.
Are you two daydreaming? Didn't you know that no one dreams in Sumeru? Go somewhere else if you want to find someone to
Ih,
daydream
langsung
with.
jahat. Langsung diusir.
He actually has a
Ini dia
point.
benar sih. Apa yang sebenarnya pihak orang yang lagi ingat yang betul saja tidak akan semacam
True. It's so weird that people here don't dream. Why is that? Anyway, if this all really were just a dream, we would have woken up
Oh, it's you two. Was my divination so accurate that you felt compelled to compliment me in person?
Masih 19. Apa yang dibilang?
Ooh, Ooh, I knew it! I told you, the god's divination is highly accurate. You just hadn't fully understood its significance yet.
You're
Langsung sombong
really
dia.
excited about this, huh? That's exactly why we came back. Help us better understand it.
Help you better understand it? Well, that isn't exactly what I excel at.
So, you're admitting that you don't have
Aku
a
juga
clue?
nggak.
Anyway, what kind of situation did you get into?
Kita semua sudah berpaut di sampai ke sini. Kamu juga sudah minta beberapa kali.
Huh? Hold on a second. I thought you guys just lost your wallet or fell for a scam. What you just said, are you serious? Does that kind of thing actually happen in real...
I knew you weren't going to believe it.
Marvelous. Truly marvelous.
Berbagi
I
tentang
believe you.
bukan
Recall the
kebohongan,
interpretation
seperti
of
yang
your
jadi orang.
divination. The moon, illusions,
Pelajaran bahasa
and
daerah
lies.
Moonechan. Oh,
It really felt like an omen.
di daerah mana? Kalau aku dulu kan SD-nya di Padang, itu ada namanya pelajaran BAM, budaya adat Minangkabau. Jadi aku ibaratnya lebih tahu budaya Padang dibandingkan budaya Palembang. Nggak tahu ya kalau di Palembang ada nggak ya dulu ya, harusnya ada sih pelajarannya gitu. Tapi itu pas SD. Soalnya pas SMP-nya aku udah bukan di Padang lagi.
When you say it like that,
Beda-beda daerah kali ya.
divination does sound like it's related to what's going on. Can you read any more into it?
I believe that the Archon's revelations are never more than vague hints.
Bisa dan
Anything
dalam
more
bahasa.
specific is beyond the reach of mere mortals. The book only says, if you trust your instincts and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
So that's how it is. Looks like fortune telling is just fortune telling. We haven't made any progress. Who else can we talk to?
Iya.
Paimon remembers that we tried talking to her a couple of times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her. You think she'll brush us off again?
Dia sepertinya perlu sekali dengan saya. Coba ajak dia untuk lihat saya yang sebenarnya.
Yeah. If we tap into Dia's strong sense of responsibility as a mercenary, then she'll definitely take us seriously.
Benar, idenya bagus.
At this time of day, Dia's probably just finished beating up those kidnappers.
Oke, berarti naik ke atas. Tuh, aku salah. Oh iya, pada sini.
I'm fine, my lady.
Perfect timing. Both of you are here.
Paimon, traveler, you came at just the right time. Listen, there was a dangerous
Berbahaya. Apapun jadi baru saya menyangka kamu baru menyangka.
Huh? You saw? Then why didn't you jump in earlier? If someone was protecting Miss Dunyarzad, I could have went all out.
Apa kamu
Anyway, can you do
kamu bisa
something for me?
bantu aku?
You want the traveler to take Dunyarzad somewhere to rest up while you check to see if there's still any kidnappers around. Did Paimon get that right?
Aman benar kan? Apa tuh? Akhirnya anakku tidur sendiri, bosan lihat Genshin. Oh, ngantuk dia nontonin main Genshin. Berarti Genshin bisa jadi obat tidur
How
anakmu.
did you know what I was going to say?
We need to say something convincing.
Akan semua itu punya mimpi pedang bersedekah sama kimia karena berbeda.
Dia sold her greatsword to raise additional funds.
Heeh.
And then she
Oh langsung gitu tuh. Oh gitu
Tell her,
pilihannya.
traveler.
Kamu cukup karena bisa sudah kamu menjaga semua.
I didn't tell anyone about that. Including Miss Dunyarzad. You couldn't have known.
Kamu soalnya
And
menyebut
just
apa yang
now,
mau aku
you
sebut
literally
apa
took the
gitu.
words right out of my
Nah
mouth.
kan bingung
What's
kan.
going on?
All right. So this
Oh
is the
gitu masuk
situation.
pilihannya. Jadi aku belum ngerti mekaniknya.
It's kind of hard to believe what you just told me. First,
First,
let me make something clear.
Tidak terlalu
Most of
pintar.
us desert dwellers
kami
might
tidak
not
merasa-
be the
Apa
scholarly
kami
type,
tidak merasa
but
dengan
we
dirinya
do
bisa.
have basic common sense.
She's quieter than usual. Uninterested in anything and
Kuliah itu jalan pintas bukan kerja. Kuliah itu jalan pintas buat kerja di kantoran. No, bukan. Enggak. Kuliah tuh nggak guna kalau cuman kalau cuman dapat nilai, dapat ijazah. Kuliah tuh dipakai buat cari koneksi, cari temen, ikut organisasi. Ya walaupun ibaratnya IP-nya ya 3 ke atas lah, usahain. Tapi kalau buat dapat kerja enggak. Kuliah nggak bikin dapat kerja. Kalau cuma niatnya dapat kerja nggak guna.
Yeah, she
Langsung-
isn't the same
langsung
as
ketolak.
before, but her parents said that this is how she was like at first.
At first,
I don't quite understand what you're all talking about. I'll go rest on the bench over there.
My lady, are you angry?
Maka kan. Ya aku tunjukin buktinya.
All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt since you knew about my greatsword.
Let's
Let's make this a quick trip.
Kita temenan gak sis? Iya dong. Ibaratnya dari sekelas itu yang masih kontak kan ya Eka sendiri sih kah? Mungkin karena sama-sama main Genshin kali. Bahwa ada ya pada Nahida. Iya. Yang lain aku nggak tahu, nggak main Genshin kan. Ya ada sih pertama pernah sih Azari siapa ya Entus ke main dong pernah. Waktu nikahan Rizka kemarin ketemu juga beberapa. Tapi yang masih yang sering kontak kan ya sama Eka. Oh deket ya kalau dari sini ya.
Nahida, we brought a friend. Are you busy? I thought I told you that it won't help to bring anyone here.
Oh iya, kita kasih tahu kalau
We just wanted her to see the real Dunyarzad's condition.
peraturan bagus tapi akunya yang malas. Loh, jangan malas dong. Harus dicoba dulu sih.
The real Dunyarzad? Where and who are you talking to?
Oh, dia nggak bisa ngeliat ya.
I told you that you two are special.
Ya, sudah aku udah tahu
Other
ngerjain
people
satu.
can't see me or Miss Dunyarzad here.
Baru bilang sekarang. Soal kita sehobi, iya makanya sayangnya yang main cuma sama aku sama Eka doang Genshin. Yang aku tahu ya. Nah dan nyari yang sehobi itu susah. Apalagi kalau main di rumah doang.
Over there. Is that?
Wow, how perceptive.
Punya antena itu
Does she
ya.
have invisible antennae?
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she? How's she doing?
Oh, dia cuma ngira-ngira doang
Her
tapi.
condition's really bad, and she's basically in a coma. How did you know she was here?
I can sense her
Makanya
aura.
sama di sini.
There are
Oh.
also lingering feelings of
Walaupun dia nggak ngeliat
something
tapi dia
like
bisa
regret
ngerasain.
or
Kaidan kelas
disappointment.
berapa? Kaidan kelas berapa? Hah? Maksudnya kelas berapa tuh maksudnya gimana kah? Oh maksudnya kayak Kaidan Wolf ya ampun, kira Kaidan Shogun dong.
Do you believe us now? The Sub-Zero's festival has been repeating itself.
Kamu mendiskusikan masalah yang ada kembang
So,
situasinya.
you think the sages are behind this?
Yeah, they've always been against us. Wouldn't
Aku tidak
surprise
akan
me if they're
memakan
using the
asal
Akasha to
dosa,
intentionally
mereka
repeat the
coba.
Sub-Zero's festival as a sick joke.
Iya soalnya kan pas sebelum mengulang kan ada suara orang gitu kan. 2 SMK, SMK.
You have a point. Aside from the Dendro Archon, the Academia's sages are the only ones in
Bang,
Sumeru
kenapa,
who
Leo?
can pull off something like this. Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know.
Tuh ditanya jurusan apa Kaidan Wolf. Musik simpan enggak naik dapat kamu ceritakan percakapan seperti ini.
Right. Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? That means you must know something about the Akasha.
Pakatalan. Hah? Bang, cukur ah. Maksudnya cukur tuh gimana? Potong rambut. Siapa potong rambut?
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. A gnosis could do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical. It's being powered by the gnosis
Oh, di sini
of
mereka
Sumeru's
belum tahu kalau
Archon.
Nahida tuh akan Sumeru.
So, this Nahida you mentioned, what did she say?
Tapi dia nggak ngelihat ya.
She said, and Paimon quotes, "The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom
Ternyata
of the
Paimon dengan
entire
Nahida lebih kecil
populace
Paimon
and
ya.
it
Tak kira
grants
sama.
knowledge to the people."
Compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to
Semangat
the
ya, aku
people.
perjalanan masih panjang. Anak IT bisa nge-hack nggak sih? Nggak. Nggak. Apa ibaratnya kalau mau jadi hacker, jadi cracker tuh nge-crack game itu bukan dari IT sih, maksudnya tuh hobi sih gitu. Anak IT bisa nge-hack, ya semua orang bisa sih. Ibaratnya tuh kalau mau nge-hack nggak harus sekolah IT gitu. Nggak. Soalnya nggak diajarin.
I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for. But compiling the
Ya, itu kan
entire
biasa.
populace's wisdom? How does that work?
Semangat ya, perjalanan masih panjang. Iya, betul.
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha?
Masa mau itu kebaikan dari pengetahuan kasar sudah human soul.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. What do you think?
Apa ambil jawaban lagi? Oh iya dong. Karena dia tidak jawab semua itu punya mimpi.
Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the
Kayak bukan ini deh.
manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the
Yang gini kan ada suaranya enak, terus suara luminnya.
seems to have happened before.
Kayak ini deh.
My mind feels exhausted, even though people in Sumeru don't.
Gini deh.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
Wah, salah semua. Berarti yang dijawab. Salah semua.
You mean the Akasha is causing our mental fatigue? Huh. Now that I think about it, my head's been feeling unusually heavy.
Gimana kak? Paling enak jadi bellboy besok. Banyak tipis. Hah? Bellboy apa? Oh, bellboy yang ini. Oh, tips kok tipis. Oh, bacanya iya ya bellboy. Yang nganter koper. Itu kan kalau nggak salah. PP, kenapa kayak itu loh?
When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, a sage once said, knowledge always comes at a
Ya,
price.
walaupun dapat tips tapi jangan berharap dapat tips. Kalau dikasih ya syukur, kalau enggak ya udah gitu. Namanya juga tips kan bonus. Saya juga sudah mengajar pengetahuan ada yang sebenarnya pengetahuan.
Compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us? Who knows? The Akasha can put knowledge into our heads, so who's to say that it can't also poke around in there? We don't know any specifics.
What's the point of doing something like that?
Just think about it. If you could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive
Ya,
brain.
aku kalau ke hotel biasanya ibaratnya kalau ke hotel tuh cuman sehari 2 hari palingan bawa tas kecil doang, nggak pernah staycation gitu. Kalau staycation kan koper besar kan, berapa hari di hotel gitu. Aku ngasih 20-50, lumayan loh. Satu orang 50, anggaplah satu orang 20, lumayan. 5 orang udah 100.000 gitu. Aku jarang di hotel soalnya. Kalaupun di hotel itu biasanya ini kalau kalau kemarin pas di Jakarta itu misalnya bapak aku lagi dinas, nah aku paling numpang tidur di hotel juga, tapi ya cuman bawa tas punggung doang, jadi nggak banyak itu. Kalau bawaannya banyak iya mungkin bakal pakai bellboy gitu.
This hive mind could make breakthroughs in problems that even the smartest geniuses can't crack.
An excellent deduction. And the analogy comparing Sumeru City to a massive brain? I love it.
Lagi kalau kami yang nginep, iya makanya tambah sibuk lagi. Soalnya kan harus nganter dari bawah ke kamar.
Right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
Yeah, I was only wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to cook up such a conspiracy. Mark my words, when this is over, I'm getting evidence and exposing this whole thing to the public.
Iya, di bagian 2 mulai dapat konfliknya ya. Bagian pertama kayak lebih pengenalan ya.
How does everyone feel?
Sebenarnya aku juga menjadi hal lain.
Huh? What is it?
Aku masih belajar setiap hari. Aku suara bib.
Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a simple, soft beep that sounds like it's coming from the Akasha terminal.
The sound of a beep. Could it be a prompt tone for when the Akasha is operating?
Aku juga pernah aku juga dengar suara yang sama. Iya kah? Aku nggak perhatiin.
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway.
Kita jadi oh iya.
Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There
Kita
was
masalah
definitely a
masalah
beep,
beep.
but
Tapi
it sounded like it was coming from inside my head. We
Dan layar
took off our
menggelap.
Akasha terminals.
Nah kan.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length.
Terus ada gangguan.
Maybe casualties.
Nah ini suara-suara kayak peneliti-peneliti gitu.
We cannot lose all of our progress.
Dan suaranya memang pelan. Misterius. Apa ya, ibaratnya questnya tuh menarik buat diikutin gitu. Loh, tiba-tiba kepake lagi Akashanya.
Paimon remembers everything. Good. You adapted
Oh,
quickly
balik ke
this
sini
time.
lagi, ya ampun.
We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that?
Karena itu di dalam ininya, apa itu sudah terpasang teman-teman lain. Tinggal melakukan koneksi.
But now we can at least confirm one thing. The Akasha definitely has something to do with whatever's trapping us in this cycle. Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go
Dia
this
mau hanya
far if all
kebijaksanaan
it wants is
bukan.
everybody's wisdom? It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand why they're being treated
Bener
the way
sih.
they are. If we're lab rats, then what are you? Nahida, you've never told us anything about yourself.
Nah,
I guess I'm the moon. The moon? Wasn't that the result of our
oh iya.
divination? Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth, so you should focus on other things. Don't get distracted and miss any clues. Okay then. Dia helped us a lot yesterday, so let's go find her. If Paimon's reading
Oh,
the
balik
time
lagi, ya
correctly, those
ampun.
kidnappers should be showing up soon.
Di looping lagi. Bagus sih ceritanya. Maksudnya nggak kayak Inazuma,
there you
nggak kayak
are.
yang lain-lain.
I've already taken care of those kidnappers. My lady, did you get hurt?
Kan gua ada yang sama.
Dia?
What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Nah lo.
Huh? What do you mean this time?
Yang
Why are you so
pasal
surprised that I
itu,
managed to
mungkin
get
aku
out
juga mati.
unscathed? Those kids were amateurs.
Bukan kamu masih belum sempat aku kamu.
Shh! How did you know about my greatsword? I haven't told anyone about it.
Oh tapi pedangnya bener ya.
Don't tell Miss
Lukanya enggak.
Dunerzad.
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
Di pedang ini kapal penguasaan ini.
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword.
Bilang sih aneh beda manusia.
If I had to say something, it's weird how such a new
Kok di Jakarta ada nasi padang?
so familiar.
Nggak gitu dong. Kok di Jakarta ada nasi padang, bukan nasi padang hanya ada di kota Padang? Ya nggak gitu dong. Apa ya, mungkin pengalaman aku tinggal di Jakarta sebentar sih, nggak lama sih, cuman beberapa bulan. Di Jakarta tuh banyak warteg. Apa ya, ibaratnya jalan sebentar ada warteg. Ya kayak inilah ya. Kayak cuman sekilo ada warteg, sekilo ada warteg gitu. Tapi kalau di Sumatera tuh malah banyak rumah makan Padang. Di Sumatera dimanapun ya, di Palembang banyak rumah makan Padang. Ibaratnya tuh serba 10.000. Konsepnya sama kayak warteg. Cuman kan kalau warteg kan kayak apa ya, dalam kios gitu, terus makanannya di dalam, ada tempat duduknya. Sama sih sebenarnya, cuma bentuknya aja beda. Ada banyak lauknya. Kalau rumah makan Padang kan biasanya lauknya tuh kayak ditaruh di depan gitu ya. Sama aja sih sebenarnya. Cuman namanya aja beda, tapi ya sebenarnya sama aja. Tapi kenapa nasi Padang cuman ada apa tuh? Ada di Jakarta. Terus kalau misalnya gitu, ya tapi bener juga ya, kenapa nasi Padang ada di Jakarta, tapi kenapa kerak telur nggak ada selain di Jakarta? Ya nggak tahu lah ya. I don't know, bikin pusing.
It's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
Oh, jadi familiar.
You're saying that although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
Maksudnya kamu tidak ingat pernah kayak untuk tahu tapi
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only
Ya,
knowing the
tahu,
theory
tahu.
of battle won't get you anywhere.
Traveler, what do you think?
apa jangan karena kita lepas karena kita ini belum sebelum
Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful.
mungkin kita sudah bebas.
Oh, you're right. Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
Kita akan tahu nanti di pengunjung. Iya tapi nggak kayak gitu deh
I have
pasti.
no clue what you two are talking about, but it's still.
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere
Diulang
else to
lagi.
rest while you check if there are still more kidnappers around, right?
How did you know what I was gonna say? Can you read minds?
Forget it.
Forget
Go and
it.
do your thing.
Sisinya aja sampai sisi itu tutupnya. Oh, ini maju lagi. Bagus sih kelasnya, itu interaktif. Sesuatu yang baru. 23.
Whew, it's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured, everything seems to have stayed the same. Listen, Nahida, we found out that Dia got out just fine today. Even though she got injured Do you think the Samsara has been broken? Have we saved Dunyarzad?
Kayaknya nggak gitu deh, Pak.
Really? Good job on all that progress. Get some good sleep tonight. Hey! What kind
Iya
of
makanya
an
gua
answer
macam
is
apa itu.
that? Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience tomorrow.
Semua orang berasumsi kalau hari ini adalah yang biasa, tapi kita tidak pasti tahu Pak.
How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as
Pusing
anything
kan
beyond a
questnya.
made-up concept?
Seharusnya Arab atau India. Lebih ke Middle East sih, Timur Tengah ya, India ke Arab gitu sih. Middle East sih. Gemoy, iya gemoy. Kirain rendang hanya ada di Sumatera Barat, ternyata sebenarnya rendang mah di mana-mana udah ada. Ibaratnya kan ada bumbu rendang instan kan ada yang jual tuh Indofood atau apa gitu kan ada. Cuman rendangnya beda dengan rendang yang Padang asli beda. Pasti lebih enak di Padang aslinya.
It's even
Tempat
possible that
aslinya.
this entire world is a lie, and the history of the whole world has just been one endless Sub-Zero's festival.
Nih bisa jadi.
Okay, no more. Man's brain is already shut down.
Pusing kan? Ini mungkin yang pertama kali quest pusing.
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things you will learn tomorrow. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away.
Bilang apa emang gak salah denger.
Hold on, what did you just say? Huh? People always say they feel a sense of
Udah,
relief
kamu
after they
jangan
take a
terlihat aneh.
duk-duk. That's why I suggested you could try that.
Aduh kali ini mainannya emang waktu kali ini. Iya makanya bagus sih, maksud tuh sesuatu yang beda dan bagus, tapi bagus.
It's so strange and so against common sense that Paimon's at a loss for words. You were sounding
Ayo,
kind of
deh,
smart
deh.
just a minute ago. Yeah, even though it's happy and lively at the Sub-Zero's festival every day,
Dia balik ke kamar.
feels
Nah,
like it's been a long
kayaknya
time
masih
since
deh.
we've really gotten to relax.
Ibaratnya nggak sesimpel itu. Panennya dibandingkan itu. Masih harus suara pip.
We're still in the same day.
Aku tuh semua itu iyalah.
Nahida, you already knew last night that we
Masih lama
didn't
kita
break out of the Samsara?
Kenapa kamu
Why
gak
did you tell us?
malam kamu sudah tahu kalau kita belum pesan.
Would there have been a point?
Kalau
You would
malam
have spent the night with new
itu
worries,
sudah-
with tomorrow
sudah-
still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your mind.
Thumbnail astaga gemoy loh. Ya thumbnailnya kan thumbnailnya dia si Nahida.
Duke did that!
Gimana?
Whatever. Guess you were
Udah
looking
gak
out
tau
for
kamu
us
juga
after
maksudnya
all.
si perhatian sama kita.
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been everything to me.
Senang sudah gak ada
It's
seperti
flattered
kamu.
and everything, but maybe you're
Mahal
taking
butuh
things a little
nerf mie
fast.
instannya di 2000. Mahal kenapa tuh? Teori kalau mie instan sudah 3.500 mahal, butuh nerf mie instannya di 200. No. Memang sih dulu, zaman dulu mie itu 2000-an, sekarang kata-kata udah 3000 ke atas. Nggak tahu ya, mungkin karena aku keseringan makan mie juga. Kayak mie yang ya apa ya, mie Indomie, mie sedap, yang biasa yang 3000-an kok kayaknya nggak kenyang ya. Ibaratnya tuh kayak mie tuh mengecil gitu loh. Apa ya, mie lebih kurus gitu, nggak tahu kenapa. Emang kalau dari dulu biasa makan satu kurang, makan dua kelebihan. Jadi makanan 1,5. Tapi tetap aja kayak tekstur mie tuh kecil sekarang menurut aku.
What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this
Terus
puzzle,
ini kayak
it's
Indomie yang
still the only ones who
beberapa
can see
Indomie
me
nggak ada
sense my
lagi kan?
presence.
Kayak ini terutama Indomie mie Getty nggak ada lagi. Padahal dulu kan lumayan enak tuh. Kan nggak pernah ngeliat lagi tuh Indomie mie Getty di mana yang rasa spaghetti itu enak loh. Yang strategi tapi hanya kamu dua yang bisa melihat masakan beneran.
In other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not
Sama
exist.
saja kita ada
That's why
itu
you
lah.
two have been everything to me. Get it?
Berarti seolah-olah ini ya apa? Makanya nggak ada yang tahu kayak apa Archon Sumeru di mana karena ini
He's
kayak
talking about
di looping
cookies and
gitu.
stuff again. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a
Ini
new
kalau itu
understanding of the
sama.
situation? Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory?
Kemampuan bertanggung jawab semakin berkembang, mereka juga setara. Iya.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Iya,
How
tahu
did we not notice that?
Iya.
In a simple time loop, people's physical condition should also reset.
Rambut Paimon tembus.
So, what's your new hypothesis?
Ingatan tubuh, bunyi akasa, ingatan akasa.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals.
Iya, ada suaranya kan enak nih. Aku tadi belum paham, ternyata pertama kali ini kita dengar ininya apa artinya.
Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times.
Oh, karena sama-sama ya.
Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory. And
Oh iya, sih.
Dia was able to use her experiences
Jadi
to
jangan
avoid
sampai lupa
injury
tingkatan
in later
tubuh dia
samsara
berhasil
cycles.
menggunakan pengalaman itu.
The moon, illusions, and
Kasih
lies.
clue-nya gitu ya. Hubungkan kata tubuh dengan pertama kali pilih dulu yang mana. Oke. Nah tuh, hanya aku yang merasakan atau orang juga merasakan juga setiap makan Indomie tidak beberapa lama gitu. Rawan mulai tumbuh. Oh enggak, aku enggak sih. Setiap makan, masakan juga setiap makan Indomie tidak berapa lama 3 hari rawan bertumbuh. Oh gitu ya? Harusnya nggak ngaruh sih. Coba makan mie-nya di ini apa kayak bumbunya dikurangin gitu. Sejadi. Ada sedang separate.
The beep is a prompt. Mercenaries rely heavily.
Sama ya mas ya. Ingatan yang hilang setiap hari.
Okay, Nahi. That doesn't sound.
Oh salah.
That doesn't.
Mungkin aku yang berlebihan makan 2 mie. Aku kalau makan 2 mie senep sih kayak kebanyakan, tapi kalau makan 1,5 pas nih.
Mercenaries rely.
Bukan.
That doesn't.
Loh, berarti yang ini dong. Dih, salah semua.
If all our memories of a day are erased.
Oh gitu. Tanggapanmu tentang pertalite naik gimana? Gimana ya? Menurut aku sebenarnya tujuannya itu gimana ya, ada plus minusnya sih. Kalau ininya kan memang harganya harusnya segitu. Bahkan yang naik ini pun sebenarnya sudah murah. Aslinya kan harganya belasan ribu ke atas, 15 ke atas. Tapi kan kalau nggak salah ada kebijakan baru tuh, dimana kayak Pertalite itu untuk kendaraan di bawah 1400 cc, kalau mobil, kalau motor di bawah 250. Nggak apa-apa sih menurut aku sih. Ibaratnya tuh kayak subsidi itu salah target. Jadi kayak semua orang malah make, padahal harusnya kan untuk yang kurang mampu aja. Gitu. Tapi ya sih 2 kali ini kan aku ngisi bensin jarang ya, karena jarang keluar juga. Itu ngisinya terpaksa Pertamax sih, karena Pertalite apa ya, kayak ibaratnya tuh sengaja dibikin cuma satu nozzle ya, satu slot gitu, padahal tempatnya banyak. Itu strategi buat pindah ke Pertamax sih. Sementara perlahan-lahan, memang nggak bisa sekaligus apa ya langsung mendadak gitu ya, makanya pelan-pelan, makanya dibikin satu dulu. Nah, kalau menurut aku apa ya, memang harusnya naik sih, tapi yang ya itulah, yang kalau misalnya bener kebijakan baru yang CC-nya di bawah sekian bisa pakai, yang di atas sekian harus pertama gitu. Tapi ya gimana lagi. Nah betul, bener jawabannya. Oh iya dong, pintar dong. Pertalite eceran masih 9-10 ribu, udah jarang sih ngeliat pertalite eceran 9 ribu. Pertalite aku jarang beli eceran sih. Aku taunya, aku dulu sering belinya tuh dulu deket rumah ya. Itu adanya Pertamini gitu, jadi pakai nozzle juga, bukan literan juga sih, tapi biasanya sih ngisinya 10 ribu. Ibaratnya tuh kalau ngisi eceran tuh isi 10 ribuan sih. Dan kayaknya sekarang eceran Pertamax semua ya, soalnya warnanya biru semua. Apa Pertalite itu ya? Di eceran gitu. Gak pernah ngeliat di sini, nggak ada eceran sih, jarang. Soalnya di sini deket pom bensin. Jadi kita tidak berada di waktu yang mengulang sempatnya kita yang hapus sebelum hari terakhir.
Oh, then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories. That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's festival hasn't happened
Enak
yet.
juga.
It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before.
Dan sekarang mahal. Nggak tahu, aku nggak pernah beli di eceran. Memang harusnya mahal sih. Ibaratnya Pertamax itu kan seliternya 12.000 ya. Setahu aku 12.500 ya. Ya masa ya jualnya 12.500 juga. Paling nggak seliternya 15.000 gitu.
But
Ada untungnya juga
muscle
sih
memory
kalau eceran.
can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using
Nah,
her
Paimon
great sword.
Paimon pinter di
Now
sini,
everything
bisa
makes
jelasin.
sense. A brilliant deduction. Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong. To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly
Gimana?
for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true
Kalau
nature
aku
because you focus too much on your perception that it glows. That isn't simple at all.
Apa yang sederhana, iya makanya bingung, sebenarnya masih salah deh.
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new. Right. She did help us find our latest clue after all.
Bagus bro. Kan udah mahal, iya. Apa ya? Kalau misalnya aku punya itu ngomongin apa ya? Pertalite lagi. Ibaratnya kalau misalnya ada uang untuk beli kendaraan listrik, aku bakal beli kendaraan listrik sih. Dibandingkan mobil listrik sih, dibandingkan mobil biasa. Memang udah gitu sih, memang udah harganya udah naik. Naiknya tuh bukan apa ya, bukan naik tapi subsidinya dikurangin, lebih tepatnya menurut aku sebenarnya. Kan kalau dibandingkan dengan negara lain, kayak di tempat kita tuh udah yang paling murah, di negara kita tuh udah paling murah. Iya, karena listrik berapaan? Kendaraan listrik tuh paling murah kalau nggak salah 200-an deh. Yang aku tahu ya, ada Wuling apa gitu. Tapi aku pengennya ini Kona, Hyundai Kona, bagus Hyundai Kona. Kalau mobil ya, kalau motor aku nggak tahu deh. Cuma ada banyak pakai di Korea. Kalau Korea mah lain lagi. Ya Tesla. Tapi ya nggak usah, Hyundai Kona aja. Mahal sih, kok walaupun bilang aja tapi mahal sih. 600-an juta ada kali, apa berapa ya, lupa aku kayaknya. Maksud tuh aku pernah, soalnya aku pernah pakai Migo, mungkin nggak tahu ya, Migo tuh kayak penyewaan sepeda listrik gitu. Enak pakai kendaraan listrik tuh. Aku tuh pernah dari Jakarta Barat ke Jakarta Selatan pakai Migo, pakai sepeda listrik, enak. Padahal itu sewa kan, tapi enak. Ibaratnya cobalah sekali kendaraan listrik, pasti nggak mau balik ke kendaraan diesel fosil lagi, nggak mau ke kendaraan yang bahan bakar fosil lagi.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands. And, wait a second. How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with?
Traveler, could you explain the situation better today?
Nah, kita tidak perlu akan semuanya juga sih.
Oh, that works.
Kamu tiba-tiba dibiasa dengan pedangmu karena waktu ini berkali-kali kita hari ini akan dihapus.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Nggak gitu tuh.
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this great sword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
Oh, kenapa?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate?
Nah,
Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
tapi kalau pakai bahasa ada di batas menit. Kalau mereka memanfaatkan sumber daya seluruh kota,
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything.
ya ampun, alangkah repotnya. Aduh, sudahlah, sekarang kepengen makan mie rasanya geprek loh. Tadi aku baru makan Indomie ayam geprek. Nah, kayak itu aja Indomie ayam geprek. Dulu pertama kali keluar enak, tapi sekarang kayak biasa aja. Apa mungkin kita udah terbiasa atau gimana ya? Tapi maksudnya tuh nggak seenak waktu pertama kali gitu loh. Ibaratnya tuh produk yang ada sekarang tuh rasanya beda waktu pertama kali kita nyobanya. Entah memang kita udah terbiasa atau memang rasanya berubah. Ada yang dikurangin, apa yang ditambahin gitu, nggak tahu gitu kan.
It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof?
Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion.
Bermain.
Fine, I'll play
Nggak ada yang
along
percaya
for a
ya
little
semuanya.
longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well.
Nah, ini beda nih. Oke, ya,
I can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Ini ada apa di hutan?
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike.
Tapi kekurangannya kalau makan mie ayam geprek di kamar membuat kamar Anda bau. Enggak juga sih. Kalau aku enggak deh. Enggak deh. Oh, mungkin gini. Mungkin yang bikin bau itu mie-nya udah direbus. Habis itu ngadukin bumbunya di kamar. Jadi kamar bau gitu kali. Kalau ngaduknya di dapur atau enggak di kamar nggak bau ya. Tapi aku nggak bau, biasanya aku biasa aja. Nggak tahu ya kalau orang lain datang masuk ke kamar mungkin bakal bau. Tapi kalau kita yang makan nggak ngerasa bau sih.
It's just as they say. Each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training. Whew, I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain-exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Dia nggak percaya dia.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime. Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas? Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
Kan?
Huh? Leaving the city?
Udah sih kemarin.
It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution. Paimon can't believe it. Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
Cuman ada suara motor biasanya nggak ada. Kedengaran ya namanya juga ini kan di ruko ya. Ruko kan nggak mungkin di dalam perumahan. Jadi di pinggir jalan. Jadi kalau ada motor malam lewat ngoeng ya kedengeran. Emang jendelanya aku buka kok soalnya walaupun kamarnya AC tapi biar hemat listrik nggak pakai AC. Kedengeran ya suaranya. Memang jendela aku buka sih. Ibaratnya kalau ada ambulan, polisi, pemadam kebakaran lewat, ada bunyinya, pasti kedengeran sih kayaknya.
How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Oh ya masih belum bisa co-op ya, berarti lama di sini. Kolom. Bisa jajak foto. Lucu.
Nahida, we're back!
You're back early today. Did you find something new?
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world.
Masih jadi kalau kita keluar
But
kota,
at the same
kita pun
time, we have a new question.
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've
Oh, yeah.
mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably
Baca
more
kedua kali
accurate
itu
to say that
kalian
both
berdua tidak
times
kembali
you never
semalaman.
came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day.
Untuk apa hanya saya yang makan mie goreng rembut? Apa hanya saya yang makan mie goreng rembut? Kita tuh ngembang. Rembut tuh apa? Mie rembut. Mengembang, melingkar atau keriting? Kayaknya sih jarang sampuan makanya bisa ngembang melingkar. Rambut maksudnya. Apanya saya yang makan mie goreng, rambut kita tuh ngembang melingkar atau keriting? Nggak ada hubungannya mie goreng dengan rambut mah. Ya kan? Apa hanya saya yang makan mie goreng, rambut kita itu ngembang melingkar atau keriting? Kayaknya sih jarang sampoan makanya bisa ngembang melingkar. Mie dengan rambut nggak ada hubungannya, sampo dengan rambut masih ada hubungannya, tapi nggak ada, tidak mempengaruhi ngembang atau melingkar atau keriting atau lurusnya kalau sampoan. Sampoan tuh kan ibaratnya kita tuh nyabunin rambut, ibaratnya tuh kita mandiin rambut gitu loh. ibaratnya tuh kita tuh ngilangin minyak yang berlebih di rambut. Makanya kalau udah lama nggak sampoan, itu rambutnya kayak apa ya, kayak berat, kayak lengket gitu kan. Tapi setelah sampoan jadinya ringan, bersih gitu. Jadi gunanya kayak bersihin rambut doang. Dan nggak ada hubungan dengan mie goreng. Lucu, nggak ada hubungan mah. Kalau rambut keriting atau lurus atau gimana ya itu tergantung gen orang tua sih biasanya, atau mungkin di atas orang tua, nenek atau buyut gitu, mungkin ngaruh. Tapi kalau mie nggak ngaruh lah.
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your
Mungkin dia
memories.
kuncinya.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
Bip lagi kan.
Our memories are back!
Nah, ayo coba aku tarik ini.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for
Nah, dari
you.
siapa?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Tiba-tiba
Can't go
berubah.
back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Teman ada suaranya. Walaupun lucu. Tidak bisa kembali lagi, ada banyak ruang traktir hingga di sini ada Sub-Zero semuanya salah satunya. Kayaknya harus ke salon buat ngurusin rambut ngembang, kayak aneh dilihat orang-orang. Oh, maksudnya tuh keriting ngembang gitu kah? Tapi kalau ke salon kayaknya nggak permanen deh. Ibaratnya tuh yang dilurusin ya rambut yang udah tumbuh. Tapi kan rambut tumbuh dari akar rambut.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
Udah hari yang lalu balik lagi.
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay,
Nah gini dong lucu. Dilusuri sampai sudah bicara dengan lain tidak. Jadi kita gudang banget bicara. Ada efek-efek gini lucu loh. Apa ibaratnya kayak sesuatu yang baru, kayak filter tapi sesuatu yang baru. Nah kalau kotaknya lewat atas ya. Kamu kotak lagi. Pedagang.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia
Oh,
up to
dilarang ya.
now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage.
Tambah
Just
mencurigakan
wait
nih.
until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
Filter kayak zaman Belanda. Gimana? Zaman Belanda.
That's your
Kayak zaman
problem.
dulu.
Make sure you make a request in advance next
Oh
time.
gelap gitu. Ini kan ibaratnya pikiran kita 2 hari yang lalu di in-game-nya ya.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
Aha, lucu sih soalnya.
it looks like the academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today.
Tentu
They
akan
didn't tell us
tidak
anything else.
akan kasih tahu rencana maka sama pion kecil dikatain lagi. Sepertinya orang begini dia percaya sama semua.
Angering me won't get you anywhere.
Kalau mau
If
kamu
I had
bisa
that kind of
orang
insider
percaya
info,
sama
I would have
saya.
left this stupid post long ago.
Oh iya. Terus balik lagi. Oh enggak ya.
Looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands.
Ini mas saja.
Why don't we
Kan penjaga
climb
enggak
over the
dia
walls?
enggak apa
Those
kita penjaga
guards
aja
can't
enggak
be
mungkin.
everywhere at once. This
Bener
is a
sih.
good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry. Huh? Why?
Ini kalau Sumeru akan muncul gangguan pendengar. Kita bersetara mau tinggal. Makanya beda ya. Oke. Ini kan ibaratnya Paimon ceritain ingatannya. Meninggalkan kota mungkin juga gangguan. Kita bersetara di sini. Ini saya kan jajan dari sisi ini.
What if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble?
Paimon gak bisa bantu. Emang selama ini Paimon bantu apa?
You
Ya ada sih bantu pas di Raiden Shogun, pas di Childe, pas di sini juga ada. Masa heran makan pedas membuat otak Anda terasa berat? Enggak. Aku suka makan pedas, ibaratnya setiap hari pasti makan cabai sih. Tapi enggak. Ya harusnya ini masih. Nah, tapi kalau misalnya masih heran kenapa makan pedas bikin pilek, itu ada penjelasannya. Tapi bikin otak terasa berat enggak kalau aku ya. Mungkin beda-beda orang kali ya.
Paimon knows that Paimon can't
Benar kan kalau dibilangin, Paimon juga tahu saling pesan tuh apa-apa.
haven't we?
Paimon juga tahu sih kalau Paimon nggak bisa bantu apa-apa. Bener sih. Hal gitu ibarat malah akan jadi yang sama yang sebelumnya.
Okay. Paimon will wait for you.
Oh, makanya beda ingatannya.
Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look. And please, be careful.
Ya ampun, ini Paimon kayak perhatian banget. Kenapa ngeping? Habis ini baru Paimon nggak tahu lagi ya, karena kan udah pisah.
Memories. Arigato.
Ya coba kali
Anggap
kota.
saja ada mentraktir 1 cendol. P.
P kenapa ngepe? Anggap saja. Kenapa anggap saja? Makasih loh, 1 cendol tuh betul 5.000. Nggak salah. Makasih. Lumayan cendol. Di sini nggak ada cendol kayaknya. Oh, nangis memang nih, ya ampun.
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall, and you
Paimon kok jadi terharu sih Paimonnya.
promised Paimon that you were
Aku janji apa?
quick look.
Enggak, aku jam tapi kamu nggak balik juga. Padahal kamu jangan cuma sebentar. Ya ampun. Kok sedih?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Tidak yakin dia mengerti yang kamu katakan.
Paimon doesn't care.
Kamu mau
wanted
cek
to
kamu
go
kamu
look for
harus
you, but you also said that Paimon
ya
should
ampun.
stay. Paimon was so worried and
Enggak, ini
scared that
bahasa
you
Jepang
would
gak ada
go
kata
away.
sedih. Lah ini aja juga sedih juga. Ya ampun, Jepangnya gimana ya? Padahal maksudnya tidak akan apa-apa, tapi tetap mau. Tidak akan dengan kamu kok.
Okay.
Iya sedih loh.
Paimon will
Jepangnya
forgive
gimana
you.
ya?
The most important thing is that you didn't
Yang penting kamu
actually
nggak
disappear.
benar hilang. Kamu tahu kamu.
Paimon
Iya
was
ya.
so
Kalau misalnya
scared that you
misah,
had gone into
Paimonnya
another
kemana?
world. Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday?
Kamu tahu rencanamu kemarin. Yang mana kemarin? Ya ampun, aku jadi bingung.
I see. Using two people's different
Oh,
perspectives.
After
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared.
Di, kok gitu,
in an
ngeri juga.
instant.
Kamu yakin kamu tidak bengong atau sinisnya? Mau balik lagi, baru dibalikin lagi. Oh enggak,
Way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
belum AFK. Jadi saat kita tidur pasti bakal kasih pikiran jadi kurang gitu, jika dejavu. Bukan kayak dejavu, memang dejavu.
What's
Tapi bagus
your
tapi maksudnya
perspective,
tuh.
traveler?
Apa ya, ibarat tuh
Sure
kita
you
jadi
don't have
mikir
any
juga.
memory of this?
Jadi kenapa? Iya, aku bakal setelah kalau kemarin sudah terjadi.
I guess that explains everything. You
Kenapa
also
kamu
lost
dari
your
2 hari
memories the
terakhir
last
kamu
2
yang
times you tried to leave the
akhir-akhir
city.
itu bisa dibuang kita.
Those days' memories can't be awoken. So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely
Jadi mereka tidak
erased?
hanya membatasi sekitar mereka yang meninggalkan kota juga akan dihapus ingatannya. Oh iya ya, sama pakai akasa harusnya masih kena.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
Kalau kita dihapus, apa kita bisa meninggalkan sesuatu selain ikat?
Something like a message?
Iya, tahu mah gitu udah
How can we send it
dijelasin kok.
back?
Bunyinya bukan bing, tapi bip. Ya suaranya bing sih, tapi subtitlenya bip.
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well,
Kamu latihan bisa menyampaikan pesan kan
Okay,
bebas
okay.
bantu aku
you want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunya's out for me. Yep, now we're talking.
Ya, maksudnya tuh questnya tuh bikin kita mikir juga. Beda dengan quest yang lain, kalau lain langsung konflik gitu. Awal aku jualin quest ini juga pusing. Ini apalagi sambil live streaming tambah gak fokus mager. Sambil baca komen maksudnya.
Here you go.
Ya tapi itu berapa hari ya berarti ditinggalinnya?
Isn't this just an Akasha terminal? You made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node. To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right? Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city. We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now. Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
Lebih baik kamu jangan sini.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. Okay. See you tomorrow. That covers everything that's happened so far.
Pesan ini, pesan untuk diri sendiri atau keluar kota.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were out. Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Ada ruang tak terhitung jumlahnya.
I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
Oh, ngeri.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru
Ini akan
city
ruang
space
kota
when you
Sumeru
stepped
betul
foot
itu.
outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
Ini yang bahas teori, yang bahas lore nih pasti banyak nih nanti nih kalau udah selesai questnya.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Oh.
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces? Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment. Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message? The message. It should have come from the traveler's Akasha terminal. After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared. Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Oh, berarti Nahida sendiri nggak tahu. Ruang manusia, ruang nyata, ruang tempat kita kemarin.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. Was that space actually the real world?
Kalau ruang nyata saya hilang begitu saja.
My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beat
Satu
from
hari
the Akasha.
di dunia bahagia sama manusia berbeda.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears.
Dibanding yang lain cuma Sumeru yang ada satwa liar. Ya, Inazuma ada yang kayak rubah itu. Kalau Liyue nggak ada sih, ada nggak Liyue nggak ada deh. Cuma Inazuma ada yang Tanuki juga satwa liar juga.
Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do
Itu memang
lots
kamu
of
tuh
new
muncul sama aku.
spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow? Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats.
Oh bang nggak bisa nyerang dan nggak bisa bunuh. Oh maksudnya tuh hewan yang nyerang sama enggak? Iya. Maksudnya gitu ya. Kalau di tempat lain nggak ada. Ada yang netral, ada yang bisa nyerang. Apa ibaratnya dia nyerang kalau kita serang duluan
So
gitu.
no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. Wow,
Udah jam 12
the
ya.
Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
Baru sebentar aku perlu simulan pemikiran.
Hey, where are you going?
Where are you going? Sama Tanuki juga. Iya, sama juga sih juga. Ini ada bangku yang tak asing di kota dan pemikiran. Oke, mana ikut ya?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors, so no matter how strange or spooky things may...
Diulang lagi. Pemikiranmu di mana? Oh. Oh, kalau dalam kota masih bisa teleport ya. Makanya kan.
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Dipercepat waktunya. Oh enggak, pasti sore. Iya pas sore sih.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Ya sudah waktunya ya.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Suaranya tambah lemes lagi.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
Jawabannya.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together.
Iya. Suaranya udah tambah lemes. Beda waktu yang pertama kali. Beda waktu dengan yang pertama kali.
You're back. I've been waiting forever for you two. Are you ready to take your Sub-Zeros exam and graduate from the festival? Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
People in Sumeru don't dream. The moon, illusions, and lack.
Oh sama ya. Hubungkan itu Sumeru dengan
all the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing. We've already experienced it. Okay. Those spaces remind me of dreams. Like the one I had in the all the bizarre spaces I saw. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times. That doesn't sound okay. Not
sih.
the moon illusions. Those spaces remind me of dream.
Berarti yang ini. Lah, bukan bersama semua. Oh, masuk air sini. Hubungkan dengan masih bingung aku. Ini dihubungkan dengan ada siapa masih ya.
People in Sumeru. That doesn't.
Gimana sih bingung aku.
We are all in a dream.
People in Sumeru
Iklan
think they
mulu.
don't
Loh,
dream.
aku nggak mencet
But
iklan.
the truth is, the Akasha steals their dreams without them
Soalnya
knowing.
kalau streaming tuh memang bisa kita munculin iklan, tapi kadang ya muncul sendiri. Itu di luar kuasa streamer atau youtubernya. Atau mimpi tapi sebenarnya kasih yang oh iya benar
And those
juga.
spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe
Halo kak, halo Neko Boy. Namanya lucu. Boleh review nggak? Boleh aja. Tapi aku lagi Archon quest, boleh-boleh aja sih.
Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now. Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this? The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate. It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams too.
Betul. Masih di sekolah. Betul, masih di sekolahnya saya ada 2 orang tipe open B. Maksudnya? Masa di sekolah saya ada 2 orang yang open B. Open B itu apa?
But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that? Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom. So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Iya.
So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the academia are
Kalau
using
itu
the
kan malah hilang
Akasha to
komenku di
steal
YouTube
people's
loh.
dreams for their own use, huh?
B apa? Booking online. Booking online kan banyak, kayak booking tempat, booking hotel, kan booking juga namanya, reservasi nama lainnya. Nah itu bahasa kita pakai kata mencari biar maka dan ya dan maka tidak mau berhenti sampai situ. Iya.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operation. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more... Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded... The Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Oh iya benar juga. Pas. Ya.
My mind feels... We've already experienced this... I can't seem to cohesively piece everything
Kalau
together.
yang negatif loh. Pikiran kita tuh harus positif, jangan negatif. Jadi di Sumeru yang kulitnya hitam tuh kayak banyak kayak dari India. Nggak tahu ya. Mungkin karena Timur Tengah jadinya ya gitu. Apa namanya? Jadinya ya ada yang gelap, ada yang terang, ada yang normal lah. Normal nggak tuh? Ya sumpah sekali lagi kan.
We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's My mind feels... Grand Sage said, go...
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zeru's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zeru's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues. So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right? Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into. Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this stream doesn't do anything. All right, last question. Who am I?
Bulan tadi katanya bulan.
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon...
That means...
Now that I think about it,
Melek.
wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusion...
So you noticed.
Di sini orang nyadar kalau nyadar. Iya. Karena ya sebenarnya itu kadang apa ya, menurut aku trailer itu kadang bisa spoiler. Tapi ini menurut aku trailer kan 3.0 ini agak spoiler sih.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last. That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about
Temunya malah kayak begini, ngatahin lagi.
Paimon didn't expect to meet you like
Seperti ini
this.
waktu itu.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Kenapa kamu tidak langsung beritahu pendapat bagaimana cara membuat orang menjadi gini? Kenapa sampai dari mimpi? Kenapa mimpi harus tentang itu? Tanya satu dong. Enggak lama malah sakit perut. Apa tuh? Kenapa makan pedas selain membuat sakit perut ya? Enggak lama malah sakit perut. Kalau aku sakit perut tuh sebenarnya sakit perut tuh ada dua, antara sebenarnya definisi sakit perut tuh kalau kita makan terus perut kita tuh mules tapi kita nggak pengen pup gitu, nah itu sakit perut tuh. Tapi kalau misalnya cuman pengen ya ibaratnya mencret lah, itu kalau mencret sudah selesai kan, ya mungkin nanti ada lagi terasa lagi. Tapi kalau sakit perut tuh biasanya karena makannya kepedesan sih, atau mungkin ususnya atau perut kita nggak kuat gitu. Apa ya, sambalnya kebanyakan tapi bahannya kurang. Ibaratnya kalau makan mie itu cabenya kebanyakan, mungkin pakai cabai rawitnya kebanyakan tapi mie-nya kurang. Kebanyakan cabai sih, kebanyakan yang pedesnya sih. Atau palingan cara nyembuhnya bisa minum susu full cream aja sih sarannya.
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds.
Iya,
Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing. Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sumeru's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway.
Bener sih.
And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sumeru's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream. That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sumeru's festival samsara.
Apa tuh? Hanya orang tertentu yang bisa lihat Haida. Kadevata kalau lihat kulitnya kulitnya gelap, jangan hitam lagi, bilangnya gelap deh. Kalau hitam kayak racis gelap gitu loh, yang lebih lembut lagi. Iya sih, harusnya kulitnya gelap, beda dengan Kusanali. Ya mungkin mirip Dehya gitu ya, atau Sinyan, tapi kayaknya lebih ke Dehya deh. Kayaknya Tanboy-kun khususnya ya jangan dibandingkan dengan Tanboy-kun lah. Tanboy-kun tuh mah dia makan cepet bisa, makan banyak bisa, makan pedes bisa. Beda ada yang memang hobinya gitu, bukan hobi sih, ada yang memang punya kemampuan kayak gitu, tapi ada juga yang makan itu buat dinikmatin, makannya pelan, beda-beda. Cuman aku yang ngomongin itu lebih ke Lukas Roto. Iya makanya gelap deh, masa hitam.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when? You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
Iya makanya lama makin pelan
Lives are at
suaranya.
stake here, and nobody knows a thing. We've got to put a stop to this. I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Enggak deh.
Even you don't know the reason? Wow, now that's strange. The academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Oh, balik ke sini lagi ya.
Those spaces remind me of dream. Okay, Nahida said, the Grand Sage said, go celebrate.
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean?
Ya, jangan. Oh, balik ke situ lagi ya.
Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival Samsara, we have to look into them. How can the sages of the academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous! In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
So, makanya diulang di trailer.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again. Oh, we're out of time today. I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Kenapa kayak don't work?
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
No.
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct. Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way.
No, jangan dong.
Are we too late?
Nama sama yang hilang. Iya mati. Iya, tapi kalau yang Kuka Devata belum ada cutscene ya.
It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Tinggal sedikit lagi. Loh.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other
Dia itu siapa?
Just what is she? She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going. But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad. Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. And you know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet. Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all. Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so,
Itu sama betul
she's
lagi akan
still
melakukan apa? Iya.
far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sumeru's festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sumeru's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when the server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and mora on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Iya. Dan dia lari.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what... We mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way.
Kami kata rencananya mereka mungkin akan sedang kalau mereka sedang bermimpi. Pemilik mimpi yang tidak tahu benar mungkin tidak mencari kalanya adalah mimpi.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Enggak deh, orang yang dandanaan itu. Masa iya?
Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sumeru's festival, right? Let's go ask him some questions.
Loh, masa iya? Memang sih dari semuanya memang dia yang beda sendiri sih. Kita harus berjalan. Iya. Dari semua NPC bahkan dia sendiri yang beda. Ya, masih belum bisa co-op, berarti belum bisa teleport.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Anjing.
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though.
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay. Oh, my wish. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her.
Kenapa? Kaya dun mo.
I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're...
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go. Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
Terlalu cepat lari, tunggu dulu harusnya, nggak usah langsung lari, jangan langsung lari harusnya.
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her, but none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers. Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, traveler!
Halo bang, halo Nurholis. Halo Nurholis. Halo juga. Belum ngantuk kah? Boleh ke tempat tinggal, oke. Gue bisa tele deh. Nggak bisa. Mana ngebut?
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yanni's pay me, not you. You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. I'm so worked up anyway, watch yourself.
Oh, dibuat yang beda. Bah, menurut lu senjata Tainari bagusan Amos atau Thundering? Aku nggak punya Tainari. Amos atau Thundering? Nggak tahu ya, tapi sejauh ini ya, yang aku tahu Dendro itu bagusnya IM. Amos tuh apa? Ke threat. Ya. Thundering ke damage. Kalau misalnya bener Amos tuh attack gak sih? Tergantung artenya sih. Yang jelas pakai 4 arte yang baru. Terus Thundering ke damage. Aku kurang tahu dan aku nggak punya dua-duanya. Amos nggak punya, Thundering nggak punya. Attack persen ya. Oh. Ya udah Thundering aja. Maksudnya tuh buat nyamain ini apa? Nyamain crit rate-nya aja. Jadi ibaratnya tinggal cari crit rate di arte-nya aja berarti. Aku nggak punya Tainari, nggak punya Amos, nggak punya Thundering, jadi nggak tahu. Mungkin lebih ke thundering deh, karena kan udah crit damage tuh. Jadi tinggal pakai circle crit rate berarti sama subsatnya. Iya. Terus kan masih bingung buat pakai mana. Nah, apalagi aku. Nanti aku lihat ya. Kan pakai kolom masih. Coba deh lah dulu deh. Sebelum gue buat lagi mana. Tapi aku nggak punya itinerary, tapi coba lihat dulu ya. Nggak ke refresh bentar. Aku coba copy UID-nya dulu. Salah. Nge-lag Google Chrome ya. Pusing di goblok sama sansnya gue bang. Kenapa pusing? Pusing mikirnya atau pusing ininya? Pusing nyari artinya. Ada yang bilang IM dan dendro damage. Kalau menurut aku sih lebih ke dendro damage sih. Ibaratnya kalau IM tuh kalau dia sebagai support. Menurut aku ya, walaupun aku nggak punya dua-duanya. Waktu itu nggak punya itinerary-nya. Lucu ya fotonya ada bunganya. Tetap saya Genshin di tengah gempuran TOF bagus. Aku main TOF tapi cuma sekedar pengen tahu aja sih. Ini sih thundering aja sih, karena thundering kan udah apa ya? Kalau senjata kan thundering kan udah ke damage walaupun pasifnya nggak kurang sesuai ya. Nah kan normal attack ya. Iya. Tapi jadi besar ini. Wanderer. Oh iya ya Wanderer ya, aku nggak tahu soalnya. Ada yang bilang dendro dan ada juga attack persen. Kamu menurut aku sih lebih paling bagus tuh dendro, IM baru attack persen deh. Dendro sih. Ya kan ada IM dulu sih. Ada dendro damage bonus. Aku belum pernah ngeliat arti yang kayak gini. Yang main statnya dendro. Paling gini sih yang dicari lagi paling circle-nya deh kalau dari arti yang dipakai ini ya. Iya sama ionnya atau jam pasirnya. Nggak main HP kan soalnya kan itinerary-nya. Pusing goblet sama sans. Bener sih goblet sama sans ya. Goblet sama sans. Iya soalnya pasir. Jam pasir. Gobletnya masih oke lah. Sansnya sih yang cari lagi. Ya sansnya juga cari lagi sih. Nah, atau kalau mau cari sekalian ke domain baru itu. Apa ya? Deepwood ya apa ya namanya? Yang duanya tuh dendro damage bonus, 4-nya tuh nambahin apa gitu. Nah gitu, aku belum punya soalnya. Ibaratnya tuh dendro yang aku build baru MC itu, Pak. Kalau aja baru dapat barusan. Mati. Areanya Korea kecil ya. Masih bang, iya cara masukkan masih pusing statnya bang, mas bang. Iya sama-sama juga Nur Holis. Semoga bisa membantu ya. Kapan-kapan main lagi gitu. Atau kalau boleh subscribe gitu biar aman dari cici gitu. Soalnya di sini kalau nggak subscribe diancam dapat cici nanti. Cuma sama diriku sendiri.
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad. She said it was because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival. Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search.
Oh, udah sub 1 jam yang lalu. Oh iya kan nggak ada notifnya tapi ya nggak apa-apa sih. Makasih loh udah sub ya, no holdis ya. Aku main Genshin lebih ke main santai sih, nggak ke meta gitu. Soalnya.
permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Ya sekalian juga udah ngantuk sih sebenarnya. Tapi nanggung questnya kan. Gimana tuh message kayak nggak punya pilihan lain.
Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Oke. Oh ibaratnya Paimon buka dari dalam. Oh enggak. Berarti yang nyolong Paimon.
This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open it?
Setelah 16 hari akhirnya bisa masuk sini langsung bagi mungkin langsung menapaki jalan berulang lagi. Bisa tanpa menyerang ini kuda kata pada siapkan itu magnet. Macam sebenarnya. Ya lah satu sangat sedikit saya pas ke tempat jauh dengan ayah.
Wow, Dunyarzad wrote all of
Kayaknya kalau
this.
dia
Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away.
Kita bahkan waktu kita
Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sumeru's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sumeru's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her.
ya cuma makasih ke dia. Iya.
Hey, where are you off to now?
Lari lagi. Ibaratnya Paimon ngapa lari terus deh. Dunia zatnya tanda kutip. Mencurigakan. Lagunya beda sendiri ya. Hai lagi, kadang buff kenapa? Bagus, shootnya, angle kameranya bagus.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet.
Ya sih aku lebih lega kalau aku lebih lega kalau aku ucapkan keluar. Terima kasih.
Traveler.
Kayaknya di Sumerunya lebih cocok kalau MC-nya Ether deh.
You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
Iya, makanya waktu pertama kali kita kesini kan kayak apa ya, percakapan yang happy gitu ya. Tapi habis itu berubah.
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's dance of Sub-Zerus.
Loh, jadi gini.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
Jangan, tapi aku
That
tahu.
was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, traveler.
Suaranya pelan sekali sampai.
So she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come...
Tidak meninggalkan penyesalan.
What? Where are we going this time?
Nanti tanya Sub-Zerus. Oh makanya pas di dunia aja kan bilang di Sub-Zerus selanjutnya mungkin udah nggak ada. Bentar lagi selesai dong, Mbak. Udah mau cutscene.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organized. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
Ay, lagi juga kadang love kenapa?
Traveler? You don't have to get
Aku tidak ingin
involved.
kamu duduk menghadiri.
He's a sage from the academia.
Traveler.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the
Ano ba
academia, that's another day
siya?
gone to waste.
Diem semua.
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Apa mereka ketakutan? Mereka boneka ketakutan.
Oh, of course. If this is the sage's plan, they
Kalau
wouldn't put
channel
themselves
mereka
through
nggak
this.
mungkin dipakai demokrasi.
So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Oh hilang tabungan itu kenapa? Enggak ya, masih ada.
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real body stars went
Aska.
extinct after her death.
Hamlo nggak tuh? Halo bang, halo juga kan? Kan dulu pernah ada nih. Halo buang. Halo
Yes.
bang, halo juga.
The Greater
Kan?
Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend?
Udah selesai nih. Iya, makanya. Aku udah tahu aku udah tahu bakalan mendaki selesai karena kan ya mulai kelihatan ceritanya.
Didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Banyak kan kalau yang sedang mau di sini depan.
You guys are acting weird.
Oh, berarti yang punya mimpi nih loh.
Okay, I'll try.
Iya berarti.
Hey,
Berarti nggak saya ternyata. Oh iya dong, kasihnya keren. Iya, sebenarnya kasihnya udah ada di YouTube kan sebenarnya. Tapi aku belum tonton sih.
They disappeared. So
Ya kan,
Nilu's the
dia Nilo,
host.
dia mimpinya
What a
Nilo.
surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on
Ya
the
ampun, berarti
stage.
kalau misalnya teliti dengan questnya udah tahu jawaban dari awal sebenarnya.
It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras
Aku
in
belum
the
kelar,
flower
aku belum
pots.
kelarin akun quest. Lainnya aku juga belum kelarin kok. Ini kayaknya tapi udah mau selesai. Bagian 1 tuh lebih ke pengenalan, bagian 2 lebih ke mulai apa ya? Mulai building konfliknya nih. Plot twist sebenarnya. Iya. Nah, ini udah dari hostnya.
So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu? But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
am I dreaming?
Huh?
Ah, nggak bisa bikin simulasi.
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzerus festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what
Terus
made you
request
think this
Trakteer.
is
Oh
a
iya, Trakteer masih ada.
As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Jam 1.
But have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So
Aku
it
udah
was
ganti
about the first sage,
Oh udah. Panjang nggak questnya?
Yep. But in the part you heard,
Harusnya nggak gitu panjang sih. Biasanya kalau quest karakter tuh sejaman deh.
his piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated.
Nggak panjang sebentar kok. Iya berarti biasanya standar lah sejaman lah.
After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried. The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream.
Sekarang aku bisa ngelakuin 2 akun. Wih, 2 akun. Loh, itu sambil kerja dong nyelesainnya gimana?
His wife lying next to him said, You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love. In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Nah tadi inilah jam 9. Oh, tak kira sambil kerja. Oh iya, bentar ya?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection.
Sudah sekarang
We really
mimpinya.
gotta wake up soon. Like the...
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival
Semangat
is
bang,
almost over
Ikuzo
too.
semangat juga Ikuzo. Tapi maksudnya udah malam tuh harusnya tidur bang, bukan semangat. Semangat tuh pagi ya harusnya. Tapi nggak apa-apa sih. Atau lagi cutscene ya, cutscene sih harusnya.
Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
Teman-teman silakan menari dengan sepenuh hati. Cutscene, iya. Udah tahu kok itu udah menduga lah.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate
Tapi ini
this to our
tetap
god,
mimpi ya Pak, tetap
the
ya.
dance of Sub-Zero's.
Berarti kayak sage-nya itu mengganggu mimpinya berarti. Lagunya lucu. Pengen lihat behind the scene ya, pasti kan nih pakai mockup, motion capture pasti. Aslinya gimana coba? Kuasa nanti bakalan ada yang ini sih, ada
I'd be
jelasin
lying
gitu.
if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Bisa mulai balik normal. Pertama kali aku kira tempatnya ini di tempat yang di apa? Bukan di kota Sumeru gitu loh, ternyata di dalam kotanya ternyata. Oh. Nah, saya harusnya udah selesai nih mimpinya nih. Dapat achievement lagi. Tadi tuh mau ending tapi nanggung.
Good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep
Udah
last
selesai mimpinya,
night?
iya.
Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival.
Pusing lah situ. Ibaratnya kalau kita tidur, kita mimpinya panjang tuh pasti bangunnya pusing.
The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara? Quick, take off your Akasha terminal!
Direktan sepertinya aku melihat. Benar loh, kalau di real life pun kan, kalau kita tidurnya mimpinya panjang tuh biasanya pusing bangunnya.
She's not in her room. What happened?
Oh ya, tempat biasa dikunjungi.
Huh? What usual spot?
spot, usual spot. Di kursi yang situ dong. Oh, bukan. Di tempat sini, oke. Oh iya, baru teleportnya baru koopnya kebuka. Tadi kan koopnya ketutup, di close. Gitu.
Well done, traveler and Paimon.
Katrina tanda tanya. Oh.
For organizing the Sumeru's festival for me.
Mungkin kayak nyamar gitu ya, mungkin ya.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dinner-san! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like...
Oh, traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream. And I saw Nilu performing the dance of Sumeru.
Ternyata nggak kayak, iya betul kan nggak kayak gitu. Kalau sampai kayak gitu pasti tambah sedih lagi sih. Tadi aja sedihnya udah dapet loh. Jadi sedihnya udah dapet loh. Catherine tanda kutip. Oh dapet ini ya, naikin Archon. Oh baru conclusion ya, oke.
Was acting weird when we met at the Sumeru's festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her? It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened.
Lucu ya, ngeliat Catherine suaranya gitu.
Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the traveler's favorite bench?
Kita itu sebentar aja. Iya kan namanya juga conclusion kan cuma sebentar. Ingat aku memang ada quest yang conclusion gitu. Ibaratnya kayak apa ya? Epilog apa ya? Iya, epilog. Kalau prolog kan di awal, epilog kesimpulan, betul kesimpulan. Inilah jadian di Golden Apple. Inilah jadian. Oh, gitu. Tapi spoiler manggrinya.
After we parted on the last day of the Sumeru's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described.
Tapi apa ya, agak nggak cocok ya kalau misalnya Catherine suaranya pakai suara Nahida, aneh jadi.
Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control.
Ibaratnya kayak gini lah contoh kalau voice actor kan jelek, nggak sesuai dengan karakter. Tapi kalau dengan Nahidanya cocok aja. Ini juga.
Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara. So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment too soon. Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions. Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me,
Tapi tetap aja aneh kalau dengar Catherine suaranya kayak gitu.
As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Sama deh.
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky. You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Ya itu dia sendiri.
So you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria. It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died.
Iya tahu. Maksud aku kalau contoh kalau voice actor kan jelek, bukan jelek ya, nggak sesuai dengan karakternya. Contohnya kayak gini, tapi kalau ini kan cuma contoh apa ya, cuma sementara aja.
As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. A message from Greater Lord
Nggak di-render
Rukadevata?
bajunya.
We thought it was from the Scarlet King. The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies. Okay, so what does the message mean? I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it.
Iya, setelah kemampuan itu nggak sesuai paham biasa. Iya.
Many devoted scholars go mad.
Karena bisa jadi dia sebenarnya ada tapi orang nggak tahu gitu.
I've warned the academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it. So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick! Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain. The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tibet's. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness. How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses? Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Nah, ini jelasin.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So
Ini
Catherine
secret.
is...
Itu masih dibaca tentang hasil
Wonder
dalam.
Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukadevata instead of me. So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they? Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida? In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the academia is also more proficient at governing this country. Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. There has never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line.
Ini pertama kalinya aku mendapatkan
I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero's samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Tapi Nahida pun nggak tahu apa.
That reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Kainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Jadi.
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
Tidak ada yang menjadi masalah Akasha.
You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams? Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up? It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection. Misdirection?
Penyesatan ya,
The sage has convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru, even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Iya sih. Habis.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero's Samsara. Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief.
Animasi ngantuk.
This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime.
Maintenance kan.
Oh, I'm fine. I better go.
Balik kata-kata, iya. Habis ini dijelasin ya berarti ya. Ibaratnya secara tidak langsung dikonfirm kalau Catherine sesuai dengan teori-teori yang beredar dulu. Ya dulu kan zaman dulu banyak teori-teorinya tuh Catherine. Nah ternyata benar kayak gitu bagian teori. Oh bagus dong. Membet arah itu. Bentar. Kalau ini apa? Oh ayam, ya udah deh. Lubang kunci di layarnya kan sering dia bilang iya. Kalau kemarin kan masih teori-teori gitu, tapi kalau ini kan sudah dikonfirm secara langsung, secara nggak langsung sih sebenarnya. Tapi sudah dikonfirm. Itu kan. Sama masih teori-teori. Udah selesai, iya udah selesai. Nggak ngabisin resin walaupun 2 jam segini. Tapi kalau mau cepet tuh kadang pakai buff deh. Kalau mau ibaratnya kalau mau buru-buru. Jalannya tinggal besok. Jalaninnya tinggal besok. Maksudnya gimana tuh? Jalaninnya apa tuh? Oh, bukanlah yang tangan request. Oh. Ini oh ya belum tak buka sih. Sering dia bilang reset Paimon nangis. Iya Paimon nangis tapi maksudku questnya bagus sih. Ada apa tuh? Apa ya sebagai player kita tuh disuruh mikir juga gitu, nggak sekedar konflik doang. Ibaratnya kita nggak apa ya kita terlibat tapi kita nggak disuruh apa ya nggak jadi babu lah gitu. Kalau kan jadi babu gitu. Dan juga ini apa namanya? Kita tuh di Sumeru disambut, bukan di apa ya, ditodong gitu. Bukan todong. Jalannya bagus loh questnya. Quest siapa? Quest Tainari. Aku bakal jalanin sih, tapi belum sekarang.
Does this mean I'm making progress?
Lost Lavender Pointer. Males bacanya nanti deh. Pas Archon kita harus cari siapa yang mimpi Stefan. Maksud questnya tuh bagus. Ibaratnya kita tuh disuruh mikir, kita tuh kebawa emosi juga gitu loh di quest ini. Di quest yang kali ini. Kalau quest Mondstadt awal-awal kita dikasih naga lah. Kalau questnya Liwe juga sama dikasih naga. Terus kita jadi buronan lah. Kalau di Inazuma kita sebagai imigran gelap lah. Kalau di Sumeru kita disambut dengan baik gitu. Mati. Susah nggak yang pakai stick? Nah, wakil enak nih. Aku ya pas selesai lagi nggak guna katanya. Ada nggak? Ada 2 ya, dia itu di talent aja. Belum buka lagi dari respawn belum. Aku di Paimon nangis sampai Paimon meluk gitu. Iya, maksud tuh kok sedih gitu terasa. Bener. Maksud tuh apa ya, sedihnya tuh dapat, apalagi pas berpisah itu sedihnya dapat loh tuh. Ibaratnya kita mikir gimana kalau misalnya beneran misah gitu ya. Apa Paimonnya jadi apa? Tujuannya jadi ngapain jadi Paimonnya gitu. Kalau nggak ketemu. Biasanya Paimon ngomong ya. Walaupun ada agak lucu sedikit sih. Apa Paimon akan bantu ya, walaupun Paimon sadar kalau Paimon nggak bisa bantu apa-apa. Memang berarti di situ kalau kita ngerasa sedih, berarti di situ kita udah apa ya, ibaratnya tuh kita tuh udah dekat sama Paimon secara nggak langsung selama kita main ini.
Let's finish this quickly.
Nah, ada polisi, tapi belum bisa.
Want me to come along?
Kalau itu bisa ya, gini aja deh. Iya benar, terhapus benar sih. Buatnya kok sedih gitu, kasihan gitu. Yoimiya tinggi juga. Iya Yoimiya mah tinggi. Dibandingin siapa Magot? Apalagi pas ya apa yang bagian dunia zernya hilang itu kan banyak yang duga kalau dia ya hilang beneran, tapi ternyata enggak. Salah kan.
one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Mati oh.
Cut to the chase. Speed of light. Incoming. Hey! With sword comes shadow.
Nah, itu kayak apa Paimon sendirian nunggu pengembara balik. Iya. Makanya kalau misalnya nggak balik-balik atau gimana, Paimon jadi apa? Ibaratnya kayak anak hilang gitu loh, nggak ada tuannya. Dia tinggi juga karena pakai sendal. Iya, sendalnya tinggi. Sendalnya kan kayak sendal Kujosara gitu. Harganya tinggi. Ya iya kayak anak hilang. Iya kayak anak hilang. Bener ya. Gimana semua cewek desain remaja. Desain remaja. Iya sih. Yang pakai sendal tinggi kan Yoimiya sama Kujosara. Loh iya kan kayak anak hilang gitu. Kan dia popoknya besar. Dia mau balik kemana? Ibaratnya tuh balik ke Inazuma jauh ke Liyue mau ketemu siapa gitu. Ibaratnya dia nggak punya siapa-siapa gitu loh. Ibaratnya dia nggak punya keluarga lain. Tuh. Aku penasaran waktu pengawal tidur Paimonnya guling nggak ya? Tidur. Guling nggak ya? Nggak tahu ya. Nggak diliatin ya. Mungkin kalau misalnya mau buat cerita yang lebih dalam lagi bisa diliatin pas tidur tuh Paimonnya di mana? Apakah tidur sama travelernya gitu deketan gitu satu kasur apa gimana gitu? Kayaknya nggak diliatin. Iya kan ibaratnya kayak ya gitu, ibaratnya Paimon tuh kasihan. Kayaknya jadi guling nggak tuh? Oke, kalau jadi guling kalau MC-nya Lumin oke, tapi kalau MC-nya Ether agak gimana gitu ya. Kalau Lumin nggak apa-apa, tapi kalau ibaratnya kalau Lumin kan kayak kakak adik lah, tapi kalau sama Ether nggak cocok. Jadinya dope kan.
Wind and cloud.
Hold the line. With sword comes shadow. Speed of light.
Lama cooldownnya. Apa energinya?
Don't blink.
The wind knows me.
Kayaknya nih.
Speed of light.
Dong. Gak ada MC ya, MC-nya udah bagus. Oke, gratis.
Nowhere to hide.
One with nature.
Speed of light. Hey.
Iya. Naik levelnya. Bagus. Lumayan lah. Selesai. Itu tuh kasihnya habis, kali itu juga habis. Kayaknya jadi guling kayaknya. Belum bisa naik. Kalau nggak salah Kole itu yang susah nyari ini ya. Iya. Ya deh. Aku mau end stream udah jam 1:30, kurang 14 sih. Ya jam 1:16 soalnya. Kita ngambilin koin-koin dulu.
This realm.
Udah tepat.
If you ever have
Apa tuh, itu masih di toko bang? Itu masih di toko, maksudnya sekarang ini live-nya. Ya aku tinggalnya di toko, di ruko. Kan tokonya kan ruko 3 tingkat plus rooftop. Ya aku tinggal di lantai 3 nya. Lantai 3 tuh ada sekatnya gitu, jadi ada ruangan untuk aku. Ya ini di ruko. Makanya kadang ada suara motor lewat, ada suara yang berisik lewat. Ya karena ini di ruko. Yang namanya ruko kan pasti di jalan yang agak besar lah ya. Itu kalau rumahku yang sebenarnya, kalau rumahku mah di dalam agak masuk gang gitu, jadi nggak berisik jalan. Iya. Oh iya bang ngambilnya. Oh iya, mana ulang tahun kemarin sih lebih tepat. Ya udah, kalau gitu aku end stream dulu ya. Makasih udah dapat nonton. Apa tuh, enak sih, nggak ada yang ganggu. Iya nggak ada yang ganggu tapi kesepian jadinya. Ada sih yang ganggu ini Zen. Kok Zen lagi ya bol? Salah orang kan. Ini kalau ada motor lewat atau motor racing lewat gitu kan keganggu juga. Sama aja sih. Cuman ya jadinya kesepian juga sih. Kalau di rumah kan ya kita ketemu orang. Walaupun di sini juga ketemu orang kan, ketemu operator, ketemu customer, tapi ya beda loh. Gitu. Oke. Motor racing kenal peseng. Iya itu makanya. Kadang kedengeran. Kadang kalau siang atau apa banyak ya apa ya mobil yang pakai ya nggak tahu ya, mungkin ambulan atau polisi atau apa lewat gitu pakai wing ganggu juga kan. Nah yaudah aku stop streaming dulu ya, ini jadi live-nya berapa menit nih? Di 3 jam nggak tuh? Sampai jumpa lagi di live selanjutnya, berarti ya paling event atau question hari paling ya. Sampai jumpa di live selanjutnya, makasih udah pada nonton. Sampai jumpa, sama istirahat dan sama tidur ya. Dadah semuanya, dadah. Gitulah. Backwardsnya bagus kok. Apa tuh, rumahku di pinggir jalan besar di depan rumah sakit. Waduh, rumahku di pinggir jalan besar di depan rumah sakit. Nah itu pasti kalau ada yang yang emergensi itu pasti berisik tuh. Tapi ya gimana, namanya juga emergensi ya, nggak bisa protes juga. Makanya kalau kalau suaranya suara ambulan, polisi ya masih bisa dimaklumi lah. Tapi kalau suara motor racing lewat lah, mobil ngelapot budukan lewat lah, itu kan nggak penting gitu loh. Tapi kalau bunyi ambulan, bunyi apa ya bisa dimaklumi lah gitu. Tiap hari, waduh. Udah kalau itu aku stop streaming ya. Makasih loh Ebola, Magri tadi, ada juga siapa sih? Banyak lah, ada banyak yang baru hari ini. Ada Eka juga dari awal tadi. Makasih semuanya ya. Aku stream kalau gitu ya. Stop streaming kalau gitu. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dadah semuanya. Makasih udah nontonin. Bye juga Pul.